Alright, welcome to the pre-stream where we're streaming, prematurely streaming before we actually start the pre-stream that we do every time, where it just shows a bit of a...
Where's the stream?
Someone's screaming in the background of Naska's house there.
What's
Yeah,
the problem,
I don't
man?
know. I went to the kitchen to see if there was any snacks I could steal, and then all of a sudden my sister started shouting, "Oh no!" It's like something happened on whatever TV show she was watching. So
There's pizza in the kitchen if you want some.
I wish.
I make pizza like every day, so like, that's all I'm saying.
Section 29.
Look, if you get me a streamer house where I can like make pizza videos for my Javiar's channel, then you can have pizza
Wait,
every
you
day.
know-
Think about
You know
it that
that
way.
video series where it's like roll for sandwich?
Gotta need a little
haven't
bit
heard of-
more
Wait.
than
You
that.
haven't heard of the
Sandwich,
TikToker?
Keegan, roll right now.
No,
The
I
guy
have
like
not.
uses different dice and for like what bread and like sauce and stuff he puts on it. You could do that, but instead of pizza, roll for pizza.
Roll for pizza, but I have like SpongeBob pizza. I put turmeric in it.
Well, you can roll for what you put on and in it, what sauce you
You
use.
put turmeric in your pizza?
To
put
make it
tumors in your
yellow for the
pizza?
SpongeBob pizza.
Why would you put tumors in your pizza?
To make it yellow for the SpongeBob.
Like, what type of tumors? Are they like colon,
Turmeric.
lung?
Turmeric. It's a seasoning.
Turmeric.
It is not benign or malignant. I can tell you that much.
Well, what a silly thing you've said.
That is pretty silly. Welcome to the pre-stream where we're streaming before I actually stream. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I am.
I mean, technically, this is the actual time of the stream. It's
Yes,
just that,
but Tristan's not here, so I get to call it the pre-stream. And I
Don't
get to
worry,
talk.
I'm
to the-
streaming. Welcome to the Hex Boys podcast.
This is not the Hex Boys podcast.
Are you sure about that?
Gamers.
Yeah,
I'm
actually,
sure.
we don't have
Can
time
you
to
hear me
record a
better?
Hex Boys podcast. You're
Yeah, we can hear you.
Do I
alright.
sound better though?
What,
I
are you
mean,
saying
You-
something?
I've been able to hear you
Oh,
just
when
fine the entire time.
It keeps
Talking about
Keegan. Streamlabs keeps resetting my microphone
well,
Sounds
you
like a
better
skill
get
issue.
on that.
like over and over again.
You better get on that,
I mean,
fixing
that's what you get
that.
for using Streamlabs instead of vanilla OBS.
It's listen. I use it.
Considering
I
Streamlabs
use
just
it
stole
for
the
D
code
and
from
D.
OBS.
I use it for D&D because they let me use the thing that when we talk it bounces up and down. It's coded for Streamlabs.
No, but here's the deal.
no,
Tristan
it's
doesn't
not
pay
coded for-
Streamlabs money and still uses Streamlabs, which means they pay for him.
No,
That
but
is true.
Here's the thing. I'm using vanilla OBS, and it does.
Does
the
it
exact
work
same
on
thing.
there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
If you look at my stream, it does.
Can
the
you
exact same
take if
thing.
I take the source thing from Streamlabs and put it in OBS, would it just work?
It should, yeah. Like
Ooh, probably.
Streamlabs is basically just stole OBS
the
and
dragons
Yeah.
changed enough to
dungeons
be
or the
legally
dungeons and the
distinctive,
dragons?
and then
Streamlabs
still got
is like
sued.
OBS, but the
Yo, that's a
back
lit
end
idea.
process of connecting to your stream is
What
like
It's
if-
still BS.
was easier. It's
What if
basically
we
the same
put a
process now.
dragon in? What if we turned a dragon into a dungeon?
You kill
dragon, turn it
what
into
like an
a dungeon.
ancient dragon, and
Yeah,
then you
like a-
hollow out its insides and turn it into a dungeon.
Yeah.
But you have to use magic to keep it alive or it'll just decompose, so it's extremely painful for the dragon.
Or it has a stomach and the stomach is the dungeon and it's like an alternate dimension.
That's more of a Tarask kind
The
of
dragon
thing.
dimension.
Look,
Yeah.
Can we just not get bored by monsters from now on? Like it's
I'm
very
trying not to, personally. But that does not help my rolls.
I mean, you're the only one who's been bored so far. Actually, no, Roxanne was like not bored, but like attacked by slams.
I think the only person that was successfully vored was Rogue Blades.
Yeah.
I was put in a stomach and then I jumped out of a stomach.
If you were to be bored by anything, what would you want to be bored by?
I can't say that.
I,
was-
I don't want to be bored by anything. Like that's not my thing. I don't enjoy the concept.
If
That's
I wasn't streaming right now, I would have had a very funny response. But I am streaming right now, which
What?
means I
I would
cannot
not want to be
make that
voted
response.
Naska, that is my answer. I would not want to be voted Naska, that is my answer. Oh, okay, they're saying they don't want to be bored by me.
Aw,
Dang it.
coward.
But it's a party in my tummy.
So yummy.
There's a lot
so
of bubbles
yummy.
coming out of it.
Absolutely not.
How much seltzer are you drinking?
I'm drinking way too much soda.
Did we get everyone's stuff
Damn.
updated from last time?
When was the
Probably, I
last
think
time
mine
I had
is.
soda? It was root beer, like
You got your Feywild shard?
probably like 10 days ago.
Or not your
Who?
Feywild shard. The other one.
Who's that too?
The shard of the
I don't remember
sewers.
who ended up holding on to it, but somebody got a Far Realm shard.
Oh, I did.
Did that
Yeah,
end
it
up
was
in
the
your-
resident nerd.
Is that where the Minecraft world gets all fucky? The Far Realms?
It's
Yeah,
just
that's
in
what I
your-
was
We
thinking.
didn't update it into your. in
No,
your
it's
thing
not
yet,
in
did we?
here, but that's the other website I needed. D&D
Do you have your
Beyond.
items already on D&D Beyond? If I were to update your items, your equipment,
Let me double check before you press the button.
I still need to go back in time and find out where I wrote down all of the different chapters I have for Captain Ali's adventures, but other than
And to
that,
be
I
clear,
have everything.
your money-wise stuff, how much money you guys have, essentially, my hopes were that you would have enough money to buy either
For the
rare
kid.
items for everyone or a very rare item. So, that's
Aren't
my hope.
Rare items like 200,000?
So, common items are 50 to 500. Uncommon are usually 500 to 1,000. Now, if items are like way stronger than that, I might up or down their price. But rare are usually like 500 to like 10,000. All the way
should
up
be
to maybe
my-
50,000. Very
should be
rare
my
are somewhere
bag of
between
holding.
10,000 and 100,000 usually. And then anything higher than that usually doesn't have an actual price because it's too strong. So my hope is you guys would be able to, like, if you could find it, buy a very
I
rare
want
item,
some
sort of rare item.
I want huge Minecraft sword, cut world in half.
So, like, I don't remember how much money you guys exactly have, but I think that was one of the things that got deleted.
Yeah. Well,
I still
all
have
my
my
money's
money.
on my thing. I've got about $4,000 in gold, give or take.
Yes, I was hoping you'd all have at least like 5,000 gold pieces worth of money by now. That's what I thought I had done.
I have about 5.5k right now.
I spent it all on cannon parts.
Yeah.
I've got 4.35 or
Okay, so you guys have
4.35.
enough that you'd be able to buy. You guys have some gems and stuff too. Did those get deleted?
No.
I don't think so. Let me check my notes for the
They
loot.
might have added to the community pirate chest.
Rogue went
you
from
guys
never
get
controlling
paid
any
when we
money to
got
having more
into-
money than anyone else in the world.
I think we technically did. I think we got paid when we went to Isle Forge, but then we had to run away, and that's when we gave everyone like the 200 platinum.
Did
Yeah,
you
we-
guys get paid when you got here?
No.
Here?
Oh, you
No.
haven't been back to the ship to get your pay after stuff's been sold.
Yeah,
have
we
you?
haven't been back yet because we got railroaded into going into the sewers. Now we're going to be stuck here for
I don't
6
remember how
Railroaded. You
I don't remember how that happened.
you pulled a little tricksy and decided you were gonna hide out in the sewers and hopefully find the person you were looking for, and they could, I guess, get you out of it. I don't know.
I don't know
my
either.
intention was
I
always to
did
walk up to
nothing
the gates of
wrong.
the place we needed to go to and just talk my way past the guards, but we never got that opportunity.
I don't even know what happened. Like 1 second I was hoping to
You
go to
lit a
bed, and then
bomb.
the next second all of a sudden I was in the sewers, and I was like, all right, I guess
Yeah.
this is my life now.
Oh, yeah.
Roxanne, you lit a bomb, and you made it so you're going into hiding now because you were seen fleeing the scene of.
I wouldn't say fleeing. trying to just go home.
Actively flying away.
Yeah, like you didn't
Listen,
even try
you
to
don't
stealth.
know how long it would take people to put 2 and 2 together, but you know that you gave some evidence that you otherwise wouldn't want given that could be a problem. And that's basically it.
It's fine.
You're
I'll
not-
just
it's
kill
not-
everyone.
You don't
We're
know if you
going
like the
down,
second you're
down,
seen or you'd
down.
actually wanted posters for
Going
you.
straight down.
I mean, the printing
Do you
press
know the
should be
disguise
closed.
self
Probably.
spell?
It's a holiday. The printing press is closed.
Yeah.
There's no way this is
Like,
gonna
it's-
get out. It's a
listen,
long weekend
like-
this weekend.
It's like 5 a.m. right now. You guys are like, you guys are kind of pulling an all-nighter right now, at least, because you didn't really do anything during the day that was too big. So now
Just light off a bomb. But that doesn't take much.
Honestly, the bomb was a completely unnecessary component because we got out of there
Yeah.
scot fucking free, and then
We-
Roxanne just set a
we
bomb
hadn't
for
committed a
whatever fucking
crime,
reason.
and then you did a bomb.
With the power
Yeah.
of one match, I will
Like, we
create an
we completed
explosive and
Full
turn this into a
objective
felony.
undetected, and
I
then
guess with that in
fucking
mind, we could
Roxanne got
introduce
squirrely
and
for some
do.
reason.
We could introduce and do a little bit that actually provides some. I could do a little bit of a recap and provide some
Some much needed
information for other
backstory.
people that might allow them to understand what the hell we're talking about.
I have
Yeah,
no
you-
idea what you're talking about.
Noted.
You go ahead and do that while I'm changing my headset battery. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, first of all, I'm your dungeon daddy. Hello, I'm the Ace of Ham. And my mic is broken again. Hold on. That's fun. You love to see it.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Mic is no longer broken. Tegan, tell them about yourself.
What did Mike do to get so broken?
I punched him real hard.
God damn. Alright. Hello everybody, I am Rogue Blades, resident fake pirate guy, who is now technically a real pirate. And yeah, I'm just I'm a rogue fighter, swashbuckler boy. And I for some reason just kill people. I don't know why or how, but they just die when I touch them. Somebody else go.
Yeah, cause
You guys ever use Google Translate to say I love you just to feel something? Hi, I'm Naska_Link, and I'll be playing Roxanne today. And I'm hopefully gonna blow something up.
it
Okay, your
happens.
dad.
Hi, I'm Czar Beefcake. I am playing Robert Bob Lynn, a formerly goblin, now lizard folk bard, through the power of book and lizard brain. And my suffering is eternal.
You should use Google Translate to tell you it'll be all right.
Not even that will stir the cold, dead lump in my chest that is my heart.
I use Google Translate to tell me funny things.
So it's just a silly guy.
Did you say I'm just a silly guy?
Just a
Yeah.
silly guy.
Just a silly guy.
Well,
Now, honestly, I do enjoy being here and playing this game with you guys.
Hell
It's
yeah.
just a meme at this point, considering my dice luck and fucking everything else going on in my life.
this is the silly time. Twitch Pain is unofficial Twitch content, D&D policy content.
Not
without
endorsed
the-
or
Where'd it go?
the Twitch
Where'd
pane is
my little
unofficial
thing
fantasy
go?
content not endorsed or invoked by Wizards of the Coast. They couldn't stop this, they couldn't start this.
Twitch Pain is unofficial fan content permitted under the fan content policy, not approved or endorsed by Wizards. Portions of the material used are property of Wizards of the Coast. Copyright Wizards of the Coast LLC. There, we actually did the real.
Wizards of the Coast had no hand in the creation or destruction of this party's mental state.
I would say that I wouldn't say that's entirely true. Like playing D&D 3rd edition and D&D 4th edition mainly.
I mean, not this
That fucked me
party.
up a little bit.
5th edition's pretty nice.
5th edition's pretty good, and I liked 3.5,
It's calm,
but
it's
4 was a
chill.
fucking garbage fire.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
Well, in a more let's play some D&D. Open RP. Let's play D&D.
That rhymed.
Yeah. So when we last left off, you had arrived in the city of Marmalade, your little troop of pirates. That's the word. That's the word I'm going with. You do pirate things.
We're a bunch of pirates.
You you went into the shops, bought some things, and met with a little goblin named Oblak, who offered to give you information and sneak you in. Initially, he wanted you to go steal some drugs for him, but you offered him money, and he accepted that deal, but he still wanted the drugs, so you agreed to go steal the drugs anyway. You went and stole the drugs. It went off basically without a hitch. And then one of your members, Roxanne specifically, left a bomb there. And it exploded, and you were fleeing from the scene of that new crime that became evident. And Roxanne was seen on their way out of that part of the city. We'll say they were flying over a wall in the dead of night and were seen by some guards. With that in mind, you took Oblak's
the pre-party.
You took
Dork
Oblak's
out.
offer to bring you into the little underground area of the sewers. His offer to sneak you in through a cemetery. You took his offer immediately rather than in the future, thinking that it would be a good idea to kind of lay low for a bit, at least for probably the day.
And then we met a really important political figure.
You made your way in and saved
gave him
a
all
random...
the evidence we
you made your way
had
in
of
and
him being a
discovered
bad person.
a sort of destroyed cult area that had clearly been some sort of like cult worship center or like compound that was under the city. You made your way through it and found that it had seemed to have been destroyed at some point in the past. You found some rooms, some of them locked, some of them unlocked. You made your way into what seemed like the leader of the cult's room and found some information, some letters which were addressed to a Lawbearer Abner. You then got trapped in the in a sort of a sacrificial room. In that room, you defeated the enemies and managed to stop the acidic poison clouds that were kind of billowing down into the area that you were soon to be standing in.
And it's caused a strategic sleet storm to appear, dousing the flames, preventing the fire, which was extremely
You
calculated.
didn't blow up the room. That was good. There was
Ray's work rolling on his rapier.
You then released
No,
a
no, I'm not
person
doing
who
that. Yeah,
was-
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to make a real quick macro for it.
You released a person who was chained up in a sarcophagus in the side of the room, who turned out to be Lawbearer Abner, who claimed that these letters that you had found must have been fabricated to frame them once he was captured. Regardless of the veracity of that statement, you let him go with those papers, and pretty much instantly after that happened, as your group had sort of split off slightly, there was a moment when Roxanne had wandered a little too far away from the group, and a Banderhob, a large, like frog demon creature almost, this shadowy, quick-moving, hulking, massive tooth and jawed creature strode out of the kill it was in the middle of making and attacked Roxanne, seeing her as possibly an easy target, as she seemed to be alone. The rest of your group was near enough by that you managed to join very quickly and help out Roxanne, defeating the Banderhob, but not before it managed to chomp down on and swallow Rogue Blades, who was hurt quite a bit in the ordeal. But through a feat I can only describe as heroic, managed to get out of the pocket dimension that is the inside of this thing's stomach. As it looked around, attempted to run away, you managed to stab it and hit it for several strong attacks, and it perished into a pile of bile and shadowy goo.
That
on the
thing never
ground.
stood a chance, mostly because it could never stand up.
I was
You
swallowed.
began to, in the darkness and extremely foul-smelling area of this sewer that you, in basically complete darkness, looking around you, all of you now sitting. All three of you took quite big hits during that fight. Looking around you now,
I can heal us up because of the ritual.
you do know that as well. You know a couple things immediately. Here, I'll unpause as everyone is now. You're looking at Roxanne immediately rushes over. Roxanne? Pause. Wait, Roxanne, you have rushed over and you began looting the contents of the remains of this Banderhob creature. I will say, I believe the killer of the Banderhob, Rogue Blades, you heard in your head a bit of a sneering telling of you to fuck off for killing this Banderhob from whoever happened to be the owner of it. And I believe, Bob, at some point during the fight, you had attempted to communicate telepathically with this Banderhob, and you had been shunted out of it by some other entity.
Yeah, like I gathered that it was
This guy's a
controlled at
dick.
that point, and he was not interested in being friends, which made Bob just a little bit sad.
Not another one for the snake brain. Damn.
Oh no! If I find the caster, I'll be able to talk to him directly, and then possibly recruit him to the cult of
Punch him in the balls.
In a way, we must all do this sometime.
I mean,
I will say, Bob,
the dude had control
with
of
the
a
distance
Banderhob,
you are
dog.
as well. Down this way, just glinting in the dark from the little bit of torchlight, the very small amount now that's being cast out of this this area that this door that you've left open, not really knowing how to close it.
Grab Naska and bring him back here? He keeps creeping further and further down to the
south.
Yeah, it's a no. Naska, there is a locked door that you all can see down that way.
Like, that's gonna fucking stop him.
There's a big locked grate preventing your...
My brain went into right-click it and then click lockpick.
Roxanne, I will note,
I did the same thing.
You'd probably... You guys don't know if that's the only one of those down here. You just saw that thing suddenly. There are still like sloshing noises of the sewer in different parts that kind of echo throughout the entirety of these halls. Sounds of just movement. And I will say, just before this had happened, you did hear, Roxanne, you heard, and Bob, you would see the glint of some armor of a body laying over in this direction.
Oh, more loot, Roxanne. You better run up that way.
Loot. I heard loot.
I believe.
Up towards the
body. I'm not having a good
you
day.
find a body right here. I don't have a body because it died, so I just deleted it and I forgot, and it's gone. Anyway, there is a body right here, so you head up over to it.
All right, Bob will start investigating it.
A lot of
This
you.
is just not my day.
It's not particularly hard to investigate the body. I will say, I don't even think you need to check. There's nothing hidden on this guy.
It's another door.
He was ripped, like his torso was ripped open by claws, and he is just dead on the ground. You can see there is some now broken and torn open, like chain shirt on top of him, and he has a little helmet, and he had a torch that has been put out. How dare you, rogue. He is very dead, and you can see he had a torch in him. He is wearing like a chainmail shirt with some leathers, and on the shoulder of the leathers there is the logo of the Erathocytes. He probably was a guard. The logo of the Erathocytes, I'll just remind you, is a like a gear with a sun kind of like dawning behind it.
I do have a scroll of animate.
He could have been a bad person. We don't know.
I have a scroll of animate dead.
Don't animate the guard corpses. It's just going to cause more problems.
That is true. How are we going to get an animated guard corpse out of here?
So you get the feeling this was a guard who was just on guard duty, kind of patrolling the area.
Man, imagine you get set on guard duty in the sewers.
Well, they've had a lot of disappearances recently.
Where's his partner? Surprised he came in by himself.
Wee
You
woo,
don't
wee
really
woo.
know. There's just one dude down here. You don't know, maybe he was on the way to where he's supposed to be. He just wrong place, wrong time. He got murked by that thing.
Damn it, that's not good.
Well, at least that thing's dead.
I will say you find on him he has a like a club and a short sword, as well as you find 57 copper pieces on
Free
him.
loot.
He doesn't really have any identifying characteristics himself. Like
Does he have a
Well,
dog
if we
tag?
need to find him again, we just look for the person with the big hole in their chest.
yeah,
Does he have a dog tag saying who he is?
he does not. From your search of him, he the only identifying thing aside from like if he was alive, his face is the logo.
Okay, so we
On
have a
the
couple
arm.
ways of getting out of here. Pretend to be police officers,
Naska, if
cover
you keep
over his
going north
body,
and
and
trigger another combat, I'm just gonna hang back and let you die.
I'll say, Roxanne, as you kind of linger around, you would be aware, Roxanne, that again, you do not know how many of those things are down here and whether or not that was the only one, and you don't know who that was. And it's of note, you guys could debrief with each other if you wanted about what just happened, given the weirdness of it.
You guys, I need to be told something quickly before I start toiling myself to do something.
Roxanne, stop wandering off.
Okay, well, I'm gonna sit here for 10 minutes and do this while you guys figure out what we're doing. Where
What are
is
you
it?
doing
Well, I'm
for
trying
10
to.
minutes?
1 second, I'm trying to find it. Here it is.
You're gonna healing stone.
Yeah.
I would
I
say
didn't want to consume spell slot.
I think we should
Okay.
take a short rest because, quite frankly, that last fight was pretty intense. All of us got injured. Like,
could
some
we
of us
take a
didn't
short
feel
rest in the
spots.
bright, nice room instead of in the sewer part? I want a shower.
As all of you are kind of looking around, what are your passive perceptions?
17.
32.
That's not true. You'd need a wisdom
That's not true,
you'd need an
Roxanne. That's not
insane
true.
wisdom
Mine's
of like
13.
30. to get
13 as
that.
well.
Okay.
Unless my rocks. My rock come out.
So
No,
you kind of investigate a little bit of the area and are looking around. Rogue, I will say something in your head kind of makes you feel like I'd say after that kind of dire fight and all of you being pretty well wounded, you might feel on top of the scariness of the dark that surrounds you. There's a little bit of comfort in just the sound of flowing water next to you. I would say that'd be something that comes to your mind every so often.
The only thing that makes it worse is that there be shit in there.
There do be shit in there.
There do be shit in there.
There
I
is
don't
dim
really
light
want to
that's
rest
so
next
dim.
to the water, personally.
That's why I was trying to head up towards the gate.
I would rather rest in the nice room with the torches and the
Maybe
beds.
there's a nice room with a torch up ahead with a bed.
It's not even worth fighting, isn't it?
All right. How long would it take us to get back there? Because it's going to be a schlep for sure.
Where do you guys want to go?
Much like a hamster, I am
The
on a
place that I
one-way
cannot
track to
see.
my own death.
So you can continue north or south along this corridor, or you could go back. You're not far at all. You're, 20 seconds away from walking back to the cult room. Though you are aware that you have triggered traps in there already, so you're not really sure where is like a perfectly safe place to be right now.
Venture away.
Honestly, I think this is okay considering we all have like dark vision. It's a corridor, so there's only 2 directions anybody can come from. We haven't triggered any traps in here yet, so I figured this is probably as safe of an area as we're going to find to take a breather.
I hate breathing in here, though.
I
It
will say in
smells like
addition,
shit.
Ithup the rat who you had found earlier kind of gestures to try to get your attention for a moment as well, Bob.
All
As
right,
you guys
Bob
are
will
discussing where to
mentally
go.
connect with him. What's up,
Ithup
Ithup?
goes, Master should be, if he returns, he will return to my home. I will wait there. He kind of
Okay.
looks at you like he's
Well-
probably going back either way.
All right. We'll go back with you and rest for a little while before continuing on. Just in case your master comes home.
Okay.
And so Bob will.
Okay.
Start going.
Ithup kind of makes the decision for you, it sounds.
Yeah,
As-
like after Rogue whining about the scent, which Bob doesn't really think is that bad, all things considered.
All things considered. All
If
things
it
considered,
rushes
Rogue
back-
would not want to be in this place whatsoever.
As Bob phases through the wall.
Just the slow sliding is very funny to me.
Ithup kind of just goes back
I
and
think there's too many people moving right now. It doesn't like it.
Ithup just goes and hangs
Wow.
out essentially in the cantina area that you guys had seen. The little Roxanne, get back in your corridor. Roxanne,
What?
how'd you do that?
To what?
How are you in the wall?
What? What? What?
You're
What
going in
is
here now,
happening?
Roxanne. Roxanne, you moved yourself. You
What
moved yourself to
happened?
the cantina and it let you. I don't know how.
No, I was trying to move somewhere else.
Stop it, Tegan. I see you.
Shut the fuck up.
I'll kill you. You're alone right now. I'll kill you.
No, you won't. I'll kill anything you send my way.
Are we resting in here? This is fine as well.
Ithup kind of brings you
I mean,
to
Bob
this,
is just
at
going to
least
rest
comes
here.
this
Yeah.
way.
He just plops himself on top of the table.
Just laying down on a plank of wood. That's my kind of bed.
All right. Well,
Roxanne, are you
So-
gonna
10
do some
minute-
healing stone?
that's gonna be on me. So I
Should
have a
we go
lot.
check on the?
That was
I want to say the Marquise.
61.
No, he left
The
already.
lawbearer?
We
The
escorted him
law
out,
bearer.
yeah.
Thank you,
watched
voice
him
in my head.
leave.
I. No way.
I hope he doesn't come
Okay.
back with
Are
a
you
bunch
okay,
of guards
Roxanne?
to arrest us.
I got the same result twice in a row, and I was really confused. But it was just statistics. It makes sense. Okay.
It
I
happens.
will also real quick use a short rest on.
Yes, so you guys go ahead and short rest. Spend an
Okay.
hour here. I will say, as you short rest, it gets to the point where small amounts of light, like very dim light from what must be outside, begin to trickle in to different parts of the room where there must be some holes to let ambient light in. It's definitely not bright. Can I change the general lighting of the room? I can't remember how much I
sure.
can make it light. I believe I can make it just like a little bit lighter when it's dark. Yes, okay, so darkness level.
Oh, fuck. Thank you for the
darkness.
follow. Parallel
Hello,
post Pona.
friend. Let's see.
Much
Gracias
appreciated.
Ah,
Welcome to the stream.
para la.
Hello.
I don't know how to
When
say
I-
follow in Spanish. Tristan, you did more
Well-
Spanish than me. How do you say follow?
well, what type of follow
I
are
don't
we
remember
talking
which
about?
one.
Stalker
I think it's
kind.
like Sagir, but I think that's the other kind of follow.
What do you guys think about doing a long rest down here? Just because, like, it keeps us from having to pull an all-nighter.
Going
fully
on a
recharges.
big sleepy. I feel like if we go on a big sleepy and the guy brings back we're gonna get interrupted if anyone comes down here to check on things. Which, we don't know when the owners of this place are coming back, and a big sleepy is 8 hours.
Oh, everybody in this area was dead. Like, we found them murdered.
We only need to
Well, you
sleep
didn't
4
find
hours.
many bodies, but you did find a lot of evidence of people being murdered. Yes.
I feel like if the lawbearer was actually kidnapped, he would want to bring back guards that might possibly recognize us as terrorists.
All right, here's the thing.
Oh no.
They wouldn't recognize you or me as terrorists. They would just recognize Naska as a terrorist.
We'll
just
just
sell
sell
We all
Roxanne
went
out.
through the same checkpoint away
Then
from the explosion.
Roxanne would have to suffer the
Yeah,
consequences.
well, you all
of
went through the same
Roxanne's
checkpoint,
actions.
except that Roxanne was the one who was seen going through the checkpoint. The other two of you snuck through it.
Yeah,
That is
like
fair.
we were stealthy. Like we weren't seen. Like Roxanne, like
Yes, but
showed
if
up, actually
if
talked
we,
to the guards, gave one of them a platinum piece to make sure that they were remembered as
And I
being
gave 'em
there, and
beers.
then left. Yeah,
I gave him beards. No, I didn't
they
give
did
him it
everything
to.
wrong in that scenario.
No, I didn't give it
Nice.
to them.
first thing
to-
wrong, talking to police in general.
No, I didn't give it to them to
You
forget.
never talked to the feds.
I gave him a platinum coin for opening the door.
Second thing
It
wrong.
just so happened that it had the secondary effect that they'll probably remember me.
Second thing
that I-
wrong, making an impression.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Third thing
It's
wrong,
okay.
talking to the police
Um,
again.
So you would know it is very early morning now.
Guards
as
are
you
waking
are-
up, getting their boots on, headed to this location to arrest.
I think you guys are forgetting what's happening today, but okay.
Well, there
it's
is a
Midsummer,
celebration
yeah.
beginning today. It is Midsummer.
I say the celebration's probably going to keep the city guard very busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is fair. That
But
is fair to
I
so.
think maybe they can spare a
Behind
few
me.
for possible.
The cult discovered beneath the cemetery.
The cult discovered beneath the cemetery, the lawbearer being rediscovered, the explosion that happened the day before the
Lawbearer's
festivities.
on our side.
I
though.
do believe that some police will be located at the festivities, but I don't believe that's going to stop them from having basically a raid party coming down here.
And if they find us sleeping, I'm sure that the lawgiver will have given them our description as the people who helped him out. And then on top of that, my powers of bullshit will prevent us from ever.
You know
even
what?
reaching a
I'll
close
trust your powers of bullshit. That is true. If you want, let's take a long rest. Let's
If you
do
guys
it.
wanna
I'll
try
sleep on a
long rest,
plank.
you're welcome to.
I've been doing it all this
All right,
time.
well,
Also,
are we gonna
We'll
take
set
the
up
full 8
watches.
hours? Yeah, I mean we can do the same watch because only Roxanne and Rogue only needs 4 hours, but Bob needs it's
All right.
8.
Roxanne, are you watching first or am I watching
Yeah,
first?
so I can do something.
All right, Roxanne's watching first. I'll watch second, and I have a 17.
Just give me your sword.
passive.
Just give me your sword while you sleep.
give me your swords while you.
Give me-
Okay.
give- no, specifically, Rogue. Give me your sword while
Yes,
you
you-
sleep.
All right. Fuck. What's my? Fuck. I lost my voice completely. 1 second.
This is Rogue in real life.
All right.
Wait,
Here's my sword.
where's- all right, thank you. I'm trying to find the list.
I do
Where's
not
the
have a
list?
sword now, so I will sleep with a dagger on me, I guess.
You guys
Okay.
kind of set up a camp at all?
Just, I mean, like,
I mean, we can do
I
just
I
put,
don't
like
got
our,
a lot of strength to make like a fort or anything.
Bob's going to set up a bedroll beneath this table he's at, and
I mean, the tables are
probably gonna
pretty
be better.
fine. While you guys sleep, and after I finish this sword, I'm gonna go in and take the mattress and put it on the table.
You're stealing the mattress once they're asleep, Roxanne?
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna meditate on top
Oh,
of this
dear Lord.
table
I'm
over
gonna
here.
take the
Or
mattress.
I'm
and
just
put
gonna
it on the
meditate in my
table.
seat over here.
Bob,
As
what's
I
your
only
pa-
need to
your passive
meditate.
is 13, so -5 for being asleep would be an 8. Rogue, you meditate, so you keep your full passive.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's hard
Okay,
to sneak up on sleeping
that's-
elves.
That's 17.
Yeah. Roxanne, are you
I'm
being
really glad I
stealthy
expertise
about
permission or
taking the
perception.
mattress?
Well, it's not stealthy as I'm trying to like hide what
I'm
I'm
trying
doing,
to
but more
meditate and I
stealth.
just hear
but more
Trying
dragging.
not to
stealthy.
wake them up.
Yeah.
So, first things first, Roxanne, I
Where's
need
the
a
thing?
perception check from you. You can grab advantage from your rock because
I'm
of
trying to
that
find
Just
something.
uh,
Where's the
dragging
button?
across.
for your first watch.
Where's the button?
Oh no.
Where's the table?
I
Is it-
just hear
is it under
extremely loud
description?
scraping as a bed is being dragged along the ground.
Magical tinkering? Is it
You
tinkering?
hear, "Ah!"
Oh no, it should be
What are you
infused
looking
item.
for, Roxanne?
The art of the table of stuff I can infuse.
You can make it make a noise.
What?
What are you trying to do?
I thought there was a item,
I'm trying.
thing that I can
It's not
infuse to
picking up
make it level
my dragging
plus
noises.
2 instead of plus 1. I was reading
at a
it, and
certain
That's like
level-
that's not.
Well,
that's
your
not
plus
working.
1 becomes a plus 2 for magic items at a certain level.
no, it was radiant weapons. What I was thinking of. Magical weapon grants a plus 1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with it within. While holding it, the wielder can take a bonus action to cause it to shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. Wielder can extinguish the light as a bonus action. The weapon has 4 charges as a reaction immediately after being hit by an attack. The wielder can expend 1 charge and cause the attacker to be blinded until the end of the attacker's next turn unless the attacker succeeds on a con save. Throwing your spell, the weapon regains 1d4 expenses every day.
Is this one of your
Yeah. I thought
what's it called? Infusions?
yeah, infuse item. But I thought there was like an infuse item where it gives it the plus 2 that I was reading, or it might have been.
I'm pretty sure infused magic weapon, once you're a certain level, you can make it a plus 2.
Enhanced defense, enhanced weapon. It's at level. Wait, what? The bonus increased to plus 2 when you reach 10th level in this class. Okay, I think I just wanted to make it a radiant weapon just because he gets the bonus action to blind.
You want to make a radiant weapon?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn his plus 1 into a radiant one. I already was using it as an infused.
I think though
how
we
do
need your
you-
perception check for your watch though before
Yeah.
that, just to make sure you can even get the infuse off.
We do need to see how your watch goes.
Natural 20.
Okay, nice.
God,
You love to see it. You feel like the fact that you are awake and walking around the room gives you a little bit of knowledge of what's going on. Yeah, you walk around the room. Infusing the item is something you start to do. You go ahead and start moving a mattress across the room. Could you make me a stealth check?
Okay.
I don't think your rock is strong enough to carry the mattress with you.
No,
so
he's
I
mostly
think this
watching.
is just on you.
11.
Okay.
Wait,
Rogue, you definitely in your meditation are aware that something is being dragged through the room.
I don't even open my eyes at this point.
You knew Roxanne had your sword. It was probably doing
You hear
something
like
with it.
Roxanne grunting as she drags a mattress.
I
through
would
the room.
rather die than talk at this point. So I am
Continue
just going to sit
meditating.
here and wait for whatever is out there to come in here and stab me to death.
Okay. Well, you are not stabbed, Roxanne. You
Damn.
go ahead and.
Was really banking on that.
Roxanne, you go ahead and drag yourself a bloody, mimic-stained mattress.
It's better than sitting on nothing.
You flip it over, so
Yeah.
that stuff's not on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have enough wisdom that I can think of that.
You're sleeping. Okay, well,
you
go ahead and
sleep on a mimic stained
4 hour.
mattress in
You go ahead and finish up
somebody's
your
dungeon
infusion
every night.
Am I
wake
able to
Rogue
heal
up.
my rock up too?
Does it require mending? What's the way you heal it?
I don't know.
I don't see why you can't heal it.
Okay. I'm gonna heal it up to max then.
Okay. I'll give you that. I believe he comes back at max anyway after a long rest. So you go ahead and
Yeah.
start your long rest and wake Rogue up.
Yeah. Hi,
Okay.
Rogue.
Hello.
The night is quiet.
Hello.
far.
Here's your sword bag. It should be really shiny now.
Well, thank you.
Just be careful not to blind us with it.
Yep,
So
I
Rogue,
better get to
I don't
watching.
know. I don't know what a radiant weapon is in the thing, but hopefully on D&D Beyond you could add that to your. You could delete your +1 and add a radiant. What's it called, Roxanne?
It's called Radiant Weapon, 6th level
Okay, so it would be.
artificer, and it does require attunement, which I imagine you could probably do while we got long rests.
Do you have an extra attunement slot, Rogue?
Well, wasn't your previous weapon attuned to this slot?
No,
No.
+1s don't need attunement. Let me
Ah.
see if I do. I am only attuned to the Cloak of a Chameleon, so yeah, I've got 2 extra. But I do not know where Radiant Rapier.
I think it's just Radiant Weapon.
It'd be like radiant weapon, rapier.
Well, considering there's no such thing as Radiant Weapon,
That's
puts
rude
a
of them.
damper thing.
Radiant Weapon.
That's real rude of them right there.
Radio
That's what I'll say.
Gaga.
All we need is
Love.
question, does it require attunement by you or does it require attunement by anyone, Roxanne? Because some of them only you can use.
What the heck?
So that's probably a good thing to look up. Well, while Rogue does his
It says a simple or martial weapon requires attunement. It only says requires attunement.
Okay. So the one issue here, and I don't know how we'd fix this besides adding it to yours. If you have a rapier in your inventory, Roxanne, I think you can click it. And then I think you can go down in your inventory to the bottom and there should be like an infuse items option. And you should be able to set that rapier as
Edit.
your radiant weapon. And then if we add it to this game, I think you can give it to Rogue.
Weapons, martial, rapier, attunement. Oh, you're talking about that. I mean, I did have it marked in my inventory as rogue sword.
Yes, but if you go in your D&D Beyond inventory, if you make the weapon in your inventory, because I believe you can do that somewhere.
Yeah.
Then if we add it, if we update it into here, I think we can give it to Rogue.
Adamant.
Either way, Rogue, if you're staying up now, could you give me a perception check?
That I can. That I can. Just a normal perception check. A nice 22, you know. Don't want to go too high.
Okay.
I rolled better.
22
With
is fine.
advantage.
I mean, you can have my rock there.
Your rock's asleep.
Is it?
I don't know.
DM, is my rock asleep or can it help?
Do you tell it to help?
I can, yeah.
Your rock patrols the area. Yeah.
Should I make added? Okay. 26 then.
Well, that makes the difference.
Really? Fuck this kid. No.
I still rolled a nat 20.
So as all of you kind of hide out in the lower parts of this this situation here, this little cult room, this little cultist compound that you've found yourselves in, kind of having a sleeping a little bit rough. I mean, except for Roxanne.
You know, wake up and just be like, what?
Rogue, you have already finished your long rest as you are looking around the room now, kind of just sitting here in almost complete silence. The occasional noise of like outdoors, maybe a cart and horse kind of roll by into the city, and you just hear that distant echoing noise of them as it kind of echoes down through the corridors to you.
Who goes through a cemetery to get to a city?
Well, the cemetery is right outside of one of the main gates of the city.
Who puts a cemetery right outside the main gate?
Raphicites do.
These people are insane.
People who worship the goddess of civilization.
They might be heretics at this point. Putting the dead right next to their waterway and all this stupid stuff they're doing. They're gonna get
This
diseases
silly-
like that.
This silly stuff these people were up to. Well, as you think about that, you hear the humming noise of this rock creature kind of patrolling about the room, investigating the area, and you kind of sit and focus on all the noises you can hear. You hear every once in a while the scurrying of something in the walls
It's just
above and
Ithop.
below you, it sounds like. Or maybe it's those rats that were in that room.
Those
That's
dang
also
rats.
true.
You hear again the occasional like thunking of a cart as it rolls into the city. Eventually, there's just this quiet dripping noise. Just drip, drop, drip, drop.
Oh
just
no, it's
over
the
and over
dripping
again
man.
in the background that you become kind of aware of. And you just kind of, you feel yourself almost.
Does it sound like squidgy or like watery?
It sounds like water
Okay.
flowing and kind of dripping through stones.
Not like a squidgy, almost squelching drop.
Not like something moving around or anything.
I would think like
You're kind of, you find yourself for a moment, you're
not like
kind
a
of
honey drop, more
hazily,
like a water drop.
yeah, you find yourself kind of hazily looking out into the distance in this morning now, which just slowly grows brighter and brighter as the time goes on. How do I make it so it would never get super bright down here, but it would at least get to the point where everything's dim light as opposed to darkness.
What's that?
Because
Thank you for the follow, Cupped Day Better.
What?
Sorry about that.
Don't worry.
I got a new follow.
okay, so
Hell yeah.
this does more darkness. Does this do?
I'll just write some stuff in.
Okay,
Special
well,
stuff.
I think I already had it as bright as possible. With that in mind, just keep in mind it is sort of the dimmest of dim lights from the rest of the outside, kind of slowly making its way, radiating into the different rooms around you that you can now kind of. You can't really see more, but you can tell that in the distance there's always just this hazy, dim lights. You can see like there's like an air vent in the room where every once in a while it's almost like stars or like sky, like sun rays from the early morning sun. Just these little blue beams that kind of radiate and dance around the room for a second and then disappear. As maybe like a cloud flew overhead or something and hit it at just the right angle to let some light in. The hours go on, and you find yourself kind of lazily looking about the room, just trying to focus on whatever might happen. You find that dripping noise just ticking in the back of your head over and over again.
It's a bomb.
And you feel just this movement, this rush of water, just like the area around you is just all this moving water. And maybe they flush out a part of the sewers or something. Maybe there's just like maybe the river down the way happens to
Did we leave
echo
the sewer
just
door
perfectly.
open?
You couldn't figure out how to close it.
Oh no. I hope there's not gonna be some sort of drain into here.
This should be fine.
You notice you feel this weird sensation almost as the time passes by. The sensation of like longing, the sensation of just thinking about it. You think about how you spent all your life wanting to be on a boat and you were finally on a boat and now you're cooped up in this room and your brain is saying,
I want to
wow,
be
boats
back
are
on the
fun
boat.
again. And you're kind of looking around the room and just in the haziness of this room, you swear just for a moment, almost like
A boat jumps out at me.
no, it's like the air. It's like the air is water itself, and you're just flowing and moving through the air and just being caressed and embraced by just the wild rushing of the ocean that surrounds this city and surrounds you. And as you feel that feeling, you're kind of looking down and you're holding this rapier in your hand that was just magically enchanted. And unfortunately for Naska, you get a blessing. And that blessing is a better rapier than the one Naska just gave you. So,
Oh shit.
Free attunement spot now. I can do something else.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate for a second, but then now Roxanne gets a new infusion as on D&D Beyond,
Ding.
which is where this stat block is located, and I don't know how to get it in here yet. You could add Storm Poke to your inventory.
Storm Poke. I've been gifted. Was this what happened when I said 5 today?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I
I
thought
didn't
I
like
heard
the pause
Jaden.
behind that response. I really didn't like the pause.
Did my rapier turn into Storm Poke?
Do you want it to?
I mean, it wouldn't really make sense for a rapier to just materialize.
I mean, this
A thin
This
rapier made of
rapier?
materialized storm. Okay, yeah, I guess this particular rapier would make sense to just materialize.
there's just a moment where the storm and the sea and the sky and everything just unites in front of you, and this beaming, glowing, it's not really glowing so much as it is like, it's just this congealed air, this congealed current almost, in the form of a rapier, just materializes and appears in front of your eyes.
Hot?
What do you do as you see this thing?
Touch the butt.
Why in a sewer of all places? As I go to reach for it.
You feel that you have been you reach out for it and take it in your hand by its the thing that you hold on to with the sword, its grip. I'm losing my mind.
Hilt.
You take it by its hilt and kind of hold it rotated in your hand, looking down the end of the blade. You feel that same matronly helping feeling that you felt when you were in the Whispering Isles and almost froze to death. Just that feeling of somebody watching over you and trying to keep you safe and make sure that you are able to perform the tasks that you need to.
This
And you
is
can attune to
a
this thing
really good
instantly as
rapier.
you hold it if you want.
I will attune
You
to it
become aware of
instantly.
what it does.
It just like flash of genius in my mind, or whatever it is called, flash of a manual in my mind of what it does.
Okay. You guys feel
It's a
so
really good
Roxanne,
rapier.
Roxanne, in your dream state.
Me.
How did she get a bed in here? Is that the shambling monstrosity I heard while I was meditating?
Roxanne's a princess and she has to sleep.
I can feel the peas under this bed.
I was gonna say there are definitely rocks under that bed making it feel, and the planks that are on it are probably not even at all.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Roxanne went and got the mattress as opposed to just sleeping on the stone floor because rocks.
Yo,
These are
rocks?
stones, they're
I
different.
kissed them. I kissed them all night long.
I wanted
Roxanne,
a comfy bed.
You feel in your meditation, there is this feeling of like rushing wind and water and flowing current, and you know to avoid that at all costs because that's the piss dream. We don't do that. So you avoid it at all costs, but you for a moment, as the day comes, and your eyes open and your meditation ends, there is this moment of
Are you saying I went to bed?
no, there's this moment
Okay.
of like a storm moving around, almost like a crackle of thunder that for some reason only you, Bob, and Rogue hear. And as the long rest ends, Roxanne and Bob, you both also feel yourselves gain this kind of moment of clarity, this moment of feeling like you are being
Moment of clarity.
granted a boon. Roxanne, if you want to add stone wave or rock, I think it's rock wave actually. Rock wave, 2 words to your inventory.
Is that a
And
spell or an item?
it is an item.
Wow,
And
that's a long
Bob,
sword.
I believe the item you get is called Fossil Orb.
Is
I
it
would
a
just like to say
katana?
thank you for the raid,
find
Snowy,
out.
and
Alright,
thank you
because
all
if it isn't,
for
I'm not using it.
showing up.
Okay,
Hello.
what type of item
Welcome
is
to our
it?
campaign.
Is it a
It should be a
consumable, tool?
wondrous item, like a magic item.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Let me make
What?
sure it's actually
How
called
do-
that. Now it's gonna be in D&D Beyond.
Oh, that's right. And then you got to port it
'Cause
over. Okay.
Yeah, because they're made in D&D Beyond, so I gotta port it over once it's there. Let me make sure it's actually called that and not something similar but different. Yes, okay, it is called the Fossil Orb.
Fossils. Dun dun dun. Booey.
As you feel a boon from the sea granted to all of you in your time of need, in your time of needing to take a long rest
And a shower.
because you almost died to the big boy I put down here.
We didn't almost die. We were fine.
I thank you, God.
Oh, this is sick. Holy
What is
shit.
this-
All right, I got to choose
stone
something else
aura?
to drop to attune to it, but that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I don't know who is and isn't attuned to things yet.
Oh, I'm attuned to 3 things already. I have the Thunder Band of Resistance, Band of Thunder
Well, you can
Resistance.
start your collection of katanas that you keep on your wall now, Roxanne, because now you have a better one.
Yeah, although I mean
What
the
was
other
the
one's still
katana
pretty
called?
useful. I have the
Yeah,
Katana of
I
Certain
feel like
Death,
you'll read this one and it will feel a little bit more useful. I'll just
Elegant
say.
and Simply
Okay.
Stone Handle. Oh, it does say Katana on it. Did you just edit that?
No, no,
So
it's been there.
I dropped
Okay.
the Instrument of Illusions to attune to the Fossil Orb.
I'm gonna get rid of this Band of Thunder Resistance.
That's fair. Your instrument of
this-
illusions that you had used to do something, I believe Stormpoke might be able to perform a similar task now. But that's Tegan's if he wants to. That's Rogue's if Rogue wants to explain. If you all see that you've gained this boon, if you
I've got
wish
a cool sword.
explain what they do to each other.
I can find a steed and it's made of stone. Doesn't have to breathe or eat. Choose to have it gain a swim speed.
Bob wakes up and his eyes snap open. He immediately rummages around in his pack and holds up this clear glass orb with sand and shells inside of it, and holds it up like the Link item get animation.
I've just been sitting on the bed like how they did in Feudal Arrow,
And
where they have the
regardless-
katana next to them, and then all of a sudden there's another katana next to it, and I'm just looking at it confused, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no,
That's
did I
quite loud
accidentally
for the
duplicate
warning. I'm glad
items?
you
I didn't
slept
mean to
well.
do that. I know it's bannable. Why did I duplicate it? I
You
didn't mean to.
duped!
I didn't mean to dupe.
You are a duper.
I now have an orb to ponder.
I don't know what
you
this thing
ponder
does. What does
my
stone aura mean?
Look what it does.
Also, for your guys' reference, I am now basically I've got something to spend my reactions on now.
Yo.
You're unstoppable.
So when a creature within 30 feet of me is hit with an attack, I can use my reaction and expend 1 charge. The orb has 4 charges, and they all return after a long rest. To grant the creature a +5 bonus to its AC until the start of its next turn, including against the triggering attack.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Then
You have,
also-
I believe you have 3 separate reactions you can use it for, or 2 reactions and
That's
1
shield.
free action.
small stuff.
Yeah, it's insane.
Shield you can
And
use
then
on
also-
anyone.
When a creature within 30 feet of me takes bludgeoning, force, or thunder damage, I can use my reaction to expend one charge and grant that creature resistance to those damage types until the start of its next turn, including triggering damage. And also, when I cast a spell that requires me to make an attack roll, I can expend one charge and gain advantage on the attack.
Ooh. For
I
your
can-
big attacks that you always fail.
I can expend. My sword has 3 charges, and I can expend them all to have a stone aura, which, if any, it's a 30-foot radius, and anyone within the aura gains 3 temp hit points
At the start
Nice.
of their turn.
at the start of turn. Or I can
You
make
also you
spend
can
one
use
charge to make a
one charge to make a
steed.
steed, or you can spend 3 charges to make 3 steeds.
Can I spend 2 charges to make 2 steeds?
Unfortunately, no.
Only works in
Oh.
1s and 3s.
So you can do so. The find steed feature is going to help you in the sense that if you feel like you're going to be using it and losing it, like you're going to get into combat, and you want the steed, you can use it, and then when it dies,
So
you
it's
can
like
use
a
it
rock
again.
I ride on, or is it like a surfboard, or what is this?
It makes you an animal. You should read the find steed spell. It makes you an animal that you can ride on, something like a war horse, pony, camel, elk, mastiff, and
Sheep.
you can transform that into a water version of itself for free when you cast it.
So this one allows you to do a rock one.
Yes, you make it. It's made out of rock, and it can be essentially able to travel through the water. It's gonna look really funny too, because it doesn't move. It's just a rock like chess piece that just flows through the water with you on top of it. It's great. You get the feeling that's gonna be funny.
Yeah. It's gonna be a surfboard.
So you'd notice you can do it once for yourself, and that just lasts until the thing dies, right? So if you find steed
Mhm.
yourself once and then do a long rest, you can use the aura and you still have the find steed.
Oh, okay.
The find steed only goes away when you cast it again, or if you guys need to do a travel and you don't have a boat or anything, or if you do have a boat, if you guys ever need to travel somewhere via water or land, you can make 3 steeds every long rest, and then you have 3
I can
riding
make an
horses every day.
army. I can make
No,
an
they go away.
army.
Well, no, the steeds go away after each long rest.
Oh, but if I
Right?
make it at the
If
start
you
of the
make
long rest,
one steed, well, if you make 1 steed, right, you keep that steed until you cast the spell again. Or there's a secondary option that you can make 3 steeds, in which case your steed goes away because you cast the spell again, but you get 3 steeds that go away after a long rest. But those 3 steeds are essentially a day's worth of travel, like tripled, because they're faster than you. And they can
okay.
carry
And then
stuff.
wait, so I can either do one and just only have one and no aura, or is it like
You can do 1, and then you have. So the first time you do it, it takes 1 charge, right? So you'd only have 2 charges. So if the day you make the steed, you lose that steed, you can make another one, right?
Okay.
You can do that 2 more times. Or if you have 3 charges because you haven't made a steed today, you can do the stone aura.
But can I make like a steed before I go to sleep with the thing, and then have it recharge in the morning, so I have the steed and the 3?
Yes. So you can keep the steed as long as you don't cast it again and don't use it to make 3 steeds. If you use it to
Okay.
make 3 steeds, they go away at the end of your next long rest. If you use it to make
Alright.
1 steed, it doesn't
I
go
think
away
I
till it dies.
understand.
It's like a familiar. It's like a familiar, but it's a horse.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use Skywrite to say, I am real. The end is nigh. You are warned.
Well, I can look at my fuse item table and figure out what I want to infuse
As
now.
Roxanne explains what she can do now. She can make 1 person a steed per day, or she can make all 3 of you a steed, but then she doesn't get any other abilities. And then if she hasn't made any steeds in that day, she can make an aura that gives everyone temp hit points at the start of their turn. So that's Roxanne's things. It's also a kick-ass katana.
Yeah, another katana.
All I can do is I can extend my melee range out to about 30 feet, and
That's half of
I
my
What a
can-
melee
silly
range.
voice you've got.
what are you talking about? Voice in my head. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying my best to make sure my voice stays slightly consistent.
By not being consistent at all.
Exactly.
So
And I can cast Skywrite.
Bob's is not a +1 weapon. Instead, Bob's is just a utility tool.
A very good one.
Yeah, but it's a fucking sick ass utility tool that like
It
makes me
is.
better in every way. So I'm pretty happy about it.
It is indeed. Bob's Fossil Orb is very helpful. And then Storm Poke, as Tegan said, he can extend his melee range to 30 feet for a time.
Oof. Mine can
Or
extend
he
mine to
can-
15.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be scary.
It's time
Yeah,
to get scary.
I can fly
Um,
above people and just keep chopping at them.
Or he can cast Skywrite with it. I believe. Is there other things you can do? I think those are the two things you can do.
It's +1. I can extend my range, and I can cast Skywrite.
Okay, cool. Because Bob has a lot of things he can do, but it's not a weapon.
I'm sure if you threw it pretty hard, it could deal some damage.
I'm gonna throw the orb.
I'll give it
In
to
a pinch, I
Barbarian.
could use it to bludgeon a goblin to death. That is true.
You will see. You saw the
Look,
fourth orb
sometimes
it
you're
has
in a
too,
pinch.
right?
I did see the fourth one with the shield, but I figured that was less relevant for our party for right now. Until
Probably, yeah. If any of you were using a shield, it could be really good. But
Yeah. Like I can spend 2 charges and create a +1 shield essentially that'll last until our next long rest.
So, like, if you needed it and weren't planning on using the orb, like if you wanted to attune to something else, you could make 2 +1 shields at the start of the day,
Mhm.
and then
Okay.
attune to something else.
Well, I know what item I want to make. I want to make next for Rogue. The boots of the winding path. I'll make that for Rogue. That sounds useful. While wearing
Those
these
are
boots,
fun.
a creature can teleport up to 15 feet as a bonus action to an unoccupied space. Doesn't mention anything about charges though. So is it like just as a bonus action no matter
I
what?
think it does. I think you can only use it once per short
It
rest or long rest.
Didn't mention that.
You should read the whole thing. I don't know.
I did, but I'll
It's
check
been a
the
long
actual
time
item.
since I read it. It's been a long time. We'll find out. Either way, on the fun side, you guys feel that Seychelles, the deep matron, she has blessed you with a boon for your
I have
For your
been
coming
blessed with
adventures.
thine boon.
Why did we get these items?
because you almost died.
That's nothing new though.
If you would have been if you would have gone unconscious, you would have gotten them sooner.
Well, I'm glad I
Oh.
didn't go unconscious.
Voice in my head.
I would have died in the stomach.
Well, I'm
The
ready
sea
to take on the
approves of
world.
Yep, the sea approves of our efforts so far. I take this as a positive sign.
Yeah. I feel like he was happy that we went to the drug camp and did it.
I believe so too. I'm gonna put back on this voice, as the DM made fun of my other voice.
Yeah, he did.
Fucking
Wet.
bitch.
Roxanne, come back here.
Roxanne's closing doors.
Why can I not game?
Well, no one came,
The walls are a little
so
iffy there. It's hard to make the walls on
I
a
did
half
not
wall
need
like that.
to be concerned.
No one came yet. It's been 8 hours since you guys started taking your long rest. You can see Ithup is gonna still wait
Ithup.
here,
Okay.
so you
You
guys
will-
can leave him.
Hello.
I'll leave
to
Ithep
rest.
some rations, so that he
Okay.
can munch on those while he's waiting for his
Corner
master to get
Ithup
back.
now.
Adventure awaits.
Adventure is out there, and all of you begin to head. Where are you going now? You heading deeper into the catacombs?
I mean, we need to find our way through here to the next area, and we haven't
Loot,
figured out
loot,
that
That
way
is
yet.
true.
loot, loot.
That is
true.
Glorious
Get you away.
loot.
With that in mind, I believe I've closed off the places on the map that I don't have the walls done for yet. Roxanne, pause. Roxanne,
Loot, glorious.
you know what happened the
loot.
last time you did this.
Another Vanderhop jumps out and goes, "Hey,
Roxanne, stay.
I mean, if
I
it
was
happens,
going
I'm letting
here.
You're
Roxanne
not,
die.
Roxanne. You're not actually faster than the rest of them. Just be aware of that. Everyone moves at the same speed through here.
I just
unless you're
I just
literally
got
sprinting.
I got tired of just having to constantly click and it would glitch out, so I just dragged it to the end position.
Okay.
I would hit the
Everybody,
arrow
get
key,
your way up here.
and then all of a sudden
making
everyone
my
be
way
hitting the arrow key,
downtown,
and it didn't
walking
like it.
fast, faces passing, I'm homebound.
You're
I'll move out of your way.
not actually empowered
go.
anymore. I realize.
Why was I empowered?
Because you activated
Are we be going
Oh,
up
yeah,
or
that's
down? And by
I
up
feel
or
like we
down,
should
you know,
keep
I mean like.
following the
north or
right
south.
wall until we find something of significance.
Right
yes,
wall it
I think
is.
I remember something about that.
Can you step over me, Roxanne? Like,
Oh,
Jesus.
oh, yeah,
Roxanne's
yeah.
just like flying
5 feet
over
above
top.
you.
Wee, 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 wee.
You guys travel up northward
Wee.
till you find some stairs going down into an end to the sewer. You can see now that it's like daytime. There is dim light kind of streaking down through some portholes in the way, essentially.
I have the
that-
ability to learn
okay.
guidance.
As a
Is
cantrip,
this
I believe.
gate locked?
Yes.
You come upon a locked gate, yes.
All right, Rogue, you're up.
Give me 1 second. All right, and
The
I'll go
lock is
for
over here.
hop
Right, as you hop.
and yeah. All right.
So you
I be taking a nice little go
Oh, I
at
could prepare another
unlocking
spell.
this.
Oh, my bad.
okay? This does not look like a hard lock at all. I will say.
And
as
I
you-
just got
as
a
you go ahead.
I got a bonus to my thieves tools last level. So it's gonna be 23.
You literally, you don't even get out your thieves' tools. You just grab onto this padlock and yank it, and it just pops open.
It's
You
a
know that
master
guy-
lock.
I was,
I was gonna
about
say-
to make that joke.
I was about to say, the guy on YouTube was like, "Oh, you can open
Hello
up
and
with this
welcome
master
to-
lock with another master lock."
Hello and welcome. This is McNally Official. You can open a master lock with a master lock. And it's open.
Lockpicking lawyers who I saw first doing that.
This guy, I'm pretty sure is friends with him.
Go ahead and
Yeah, I
you
think they
swing
both
this
were
door
covert
open.
instruments. Yep,
You
so
feel like if you
Oh.
swing this door open quickly, it is going to make a very loud, like Halloweenish noise. It's gonna go. It's gonna be some. It's some big metal.
If I do it slowly, will it be even louder?
You you can do a stealth check to find out if you want.
Yeah, I'll do a stealth check. Do I get my advantage with this, or because
You
it's
could sleight
dark?
of hand
Or
or stealth.
I'm much better at stealth. I'll do
Okay.
stealth.
Yeah.
I'm
advantage.
assuming I don't get
Slowly
advantage because of
slinking
the
this door
cape,
open.
but I'll just.
You can. I mean, you can take your time if you want. If you really want to make sure this door doesn't make any loud noises.
That's gonna be an 18.
Okay, this door, yeah, you get it open, no noise. Looking down, you can see this does end in a door at the end of this hallway. It looks like a not really lockable from this side, just plain wood door.
I will. Shall we make our way in?
Yes. Can you resync my character? By the way.
Oh, to give you your big items?
Well, I also realized I could prepared one more spell, so I did that.
Oh, yes, because you leveled up. If everyone wants to, we could take a 30-second. I will resync everyone's characters right now.
Yeah.
Does everyone
Bathroom
have
break?
their... So if I up your... If I just do this stuff, it should work.
Poppin'.
Can we get much higher?
So high.
Oh.
There we go. Now you got your stuff. Do you get your spell?
I am real.
Let me
The
check.
end is nigh. This is a sign. I am real.
Did you
This is a
actually
sign.
do that?
Fight for me. No, but it would be funny. I am
I think you
real.
have to be
This
able
is
to
a
see
sign.
the sky
Fight for
where
me.
you do
Oh, I
that.
have
Look, if
all
we
those
have to
stuff.
make a clean getaway, I need a distraction. I write in the sky. I am real. This is a sign. Fight for me.
I almost got the sky right as well. Because I thought I could prepare, but it was like, nah, the alter self seems a bit more useful right now.
But
Alter
Skywrite
Self
is
a weird
just.
spell that's mostly useless unless you don't have higher level spells.
Well,
So artificers are great because they're half casters. Well, they're artificers
Skywrite is
are
extremely
3/4
strong if
casters.
you
They're
are
weird.
bereft
no, I
of
just thought
morals.
alter self would be useful if we have to go out and then all of a sudden they're looking for me and then I'm like, oh, not anymore.
That's fair. You'd be aware disguise self is the one that makes you look completely different. Alter self
Oh.
changes small characteristics about yourself.
I'll just change what I is different. They'll never know.
I give
Still
Roxanne
got
photo.
wings.
I give Roxanne photorealistic eyes.
Looks at the Roxanne like picture that's in black and white, drawn in like pen. Looks at it in like great detail. Looks at you. The eyes are wrong. Couldn't
Man,
possibly be.
that's a really good drawing of her then.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I would change the disguise self, but the joke of that is so dumb. I'm gonna keep altered self.
Man,
Okay.
the nose is wrong.
Yeah. Everyone good? Is everyone back? Or
I make my nose
think
just
so.
slightly bigger.
okay. Yeah. That's
The nose is wrong. This couldn't be her.
This couldn't possibly.
The
be
wings,
her.
the hair,
who's taking point on this.
the arms are all the same, but the nose is wrong. Couldn't be her.
Change.
This must be some different winged elf.
Oh, that's what I did.
Okay. Who's taking point on opening the door?
I'll take point. I'll take point. I got this.
Okay. You head up to it.
Yeah,
You
as
put some pressure
impressing
on it.
as
It does
this
not
may be
appear
your
locked.
frontliner.
You get the feeling that this is a swingable door. You can swing this open.
Can I
I
stealthily
prefer-
swing it open?
I prepare a
Yeah.
flash grenade.
Stealth
Just
is
in
Alright.
sleight of
case.
hand.
I will
I prepare a
stealthily
flashbang.
swing that open.
We're about to
Okay.
breach.
It's
Okay,
gonna
you
be a
prepare.
nice 20. Breach it clear!
Swing the door open. You see down a
Flash.
hallway to a door that looks locked.
Oh, don't breach it clear. Don't breach it clear.
I go
I-
to start flashing.
This is not the good time. Ah!
It's wood made out of the same wood. It has an actual turnable like handle on it as opposed to just a long
Could I
handle.
check for traps in this corridor?
Yeah, sure.
What is that? Is that just perception?
That's perception or
investigation?
investigation depending on how close you want to get.
Natural 20.
You are there's
Holy
no
shit.
traps in here.
Got it.
Somebody walked
Just
down
making
here
sure.
8 hours ago. Somebody walked down this corridor 8 hours ago and fucking died, so you get the feeling that it
Could have been a trap. That could have summoned Vanderhop.
Okay, yeah. That's okay. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay. I walk in here and
You step up to this door.
yeah, I'll unlock
Yeah,
Another
it.
prevent
lock.
psychic flash
You feel
grenade.
like there's something on the other side of the door, just keeping it locked.
Like a
Like a-
chair?
No, like a
Like a lock?
Wooden bean.
like a lock that like a lock that is lockable and unlockable easily from the other side, but from this side requires a key.
Hello and welcome to Lockpicking Lawyer. Today I'm going to be unlocking this wooden door with a piece of
Can I give an
toothbrush
advantage?
and my mind.
Oh, I forgot. You guys got a key off that guard. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I forgot it was on the guard. You
can
guys
I
have
still try
guys have a
lockpicking
key.
it? Because I
Yeah.
didn't search the
You
guard.
got a key off that guard. I'm dumb. I just forgot to tell you.
Bro goes to lockpick and is like, "Oh, this might be a key." And it's
That's
like,
a 26 to unlock it.
you pull out the key and go to put it in, and Rogue, who sees this lock, just first of all, you notice this key. This is clearly like a low-level guard key. This is just as you unlock the door, and you rolled so high, you like. look
Hello
in.
and welcome to
You see
Lockpicking
a-
Lawyer. Today I'll be unlocking this wooden door with a
You see a
toothbrush bristle and
torchlit
my
room.
mind.
You see a torchlit room with a ladder leading up.
"Do I flashbang Rogue?"
I don't think so. I think
Okay,
maybe you can throw. How far's your throw?
I can go 60 feet, but I was just gonna throw it in the middle there.
You could throw it up.
Let's
It
not
might bounce off
use
whatever at the
explosives
top.
unnecessarily.
Ooh, boxes.
You can you can see the like stonework of this area is very similar to the all the way down that other entrance on the plan that comes in from the wall.
These are
This
bosses.
looks like it's another entrance that goes up and down from inside the wall of the city.
Shit. Okay, this isn't the right exit then. Because otherwise,
This
we're
is
gonna come up
essentially an
in,
exit.
like-
This would lead you into a guard tower, essentially.
These
yeah,
are
and
boxes.
I feel like that
That
wouldn't
is
end
true.
well for us.
Aye, that be true, Roxanne. Those do be boxes.
Yeah, it might be a problem to walk up into a guard tower. Yeah.
All right, guys. This goes up into a guard tower, I think.
Which
Should
be in the
we
boxes.
go back and test out the other way?
You go ahead and look. You can look through the boxes if you want.
Yeah, I looked through the boxes quickly.
Unlit. There's unlit torches, and some like matches, essentially stuff for lighting torches. that's unlit.
Can I light the torches and leave?
Don't burn the random building down.
I throw the box up and then I shoot it with my gun and it explodes.
Every session, my understanding of why Roxanne was kept in a tower for 700 years, it just expands.
No, no.
I just think it's more
not-
and more justified.
No, it's not it's the cause, not the solution.
What do you do? Are you leaving the door unlocked?
Hello
What's
and
your-
welcome back
I
to
closed it
Lockpicking
before.
Lawyer. That's a 27 to lock it.
You brush past Roxanne as she is going, and you get
I
in there
closed
walking.
the door behind me
Your
too.
guys' rules are on fucking fire tonight. I'm
I
gonna try and
just-
prolong making a roll as long as I possibly can to keep the streak
I
alive.
don't think I've rolled below like a 10.
I
Funny
locked
fucker,
that
dude.
door, and I really want to test.
I think
Rogue
I
right
actually
now.
did roll a 9. at one
I
point.
locked that door, and I popped this on it. Where is it?
What
Where
do
is
you
it?
do? You closed this door? So here's the problem with that.
What?
Well, it's not like this worst problem ever. This door doesn't have a lock on it. So as you set that, you go ahead and you set the DC to open in this door at 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello
but
and
I
welcome
wanna-
back to Lockpicking Lawyer.
Rogue just sees the door closed, panics, and runs and pushes through the door.
I just wanted to
hello.
test you.
Use the second
Aye.
level spell to test Rogue.
Yeah.
I close the door behind me.
Okay, you close it and you feel the magic re-suppress on that lock. That thing is hard to open for the next 10 minutes.
Well, I guess that's fair.
See, the thing is, though, you also wasted gold dust worth at least 25 gold pieces, which the spell.
Oh, that is
consumes.
true. Go ahead and remove
Oh.
25 gold pieces from your
You
money.
just
Wasted
you're
a
just
second level
rapid. You
spell
have
slot and 25 gold.
you have a
to
piece
try
of
and fight a
sandpaper
crime
and you're
opera.
just rapidly grinding down these gold pieces.
You fool! You've fallen for my classic blunder. Second level spells.
Oh my god. I'm trying to do math.
You feel 25 gold pieces lighter now in your pocket.
Oh my-
Just
I'm-
fucking sandpapering these gold pieces
75,
really quickly to keep Rogue in.
86.
Hold on.
All right, come on. Let's go check to the south.
All right, I closed this gate. And guess-
How many second level spells do you have?
Please.
How fast do you close it?
No, I
You
don't. That
don't
was just a
even-
joke. I have 3
Shit.
second level spell slots.
Oh,
you
that's a
guys-
lot.
Are you
Can-
relocking it behind you?
I could relock it.
Okay.
A
Roxanne
roll.
has a key.
It's gonna be a
You're-
12. Oh,
You're good. It's a padlock. You don't have to.
hello and welcome back to
have
Lockpicking
to
Lawyer.
roll the
Today
lock.
we're locking this lock.
You don't have to roll to lock the padlock.
Okay,
You can
good.
Literally, there's a padlock that sits in the middle of the door because it literally is bars. So you can reach either side through to reach the padlock.
All right, well, it's locked again. Just
You
in
guys head
case.
down this area. This part of the area, I guess, thankfully, is the best word we'd use. Seems to be the most disrepair.
Hey,
It's
Rogue,
in
remember when you almost
disrepair.
got 8 over
And
there?
it seems like less disrepair as you get up to this lock. This lock. This is where you'd unlock it, Roxanne, if you're unlocking it. Or you can let
No.
Rogue go at it.
I'm
All
like,
right, hello and
Rogue,
welcome back to Lockpicking Lawyer.
You
Today
have
I'm
a
going to
key.
open. Today I'm going to
just letting
open
him
this
go.
lock
Rogue
with
seems
a stick
really
of
happy
gum
right now.
and the power of friendship. That's a 24 to unlock it.
It's open.
Jesus fucking Christ, my dude.
Look, if I'm actually unlocking something, it won't let me fail. In I go.
I've just been letting Rogue go because he seems
You guys
happy.
walk into just a clearing room. It looks like this is where a section was built so that people could make it back and forth through the room. Kind of looking around, you can see there's just there's a couple ways up and down. You feel like that Banderhob was probably waiting around here. Looks like a good ambush point for something was waiting to ambush someone. But he saw his moment and took it, and it was a
And he
mistake.
swallowed me. I still feel the slime. All right. Hello and welcome back to Lockpicking Lawyer. That's a 25.
Yeah. Yeah, it's open. Yeah, yeah, do what you gotta do, I guess. Let me see where
I'm
let
just
me make
walking
sure I
up
know
to
where the
him
walls
and
are,
just
so I can-
smacking the things with like a ball peen hammer, and they're just coming off.
Let me just make sure I know where all the walls are and stuff, because this is important. Okay, a couple things that are important now. Hold on, everybody, stop.
Pause.
Moving.
Yeah,
Okay.
pause the game so
Start
that
your
Naska
rope.
can't.
You guys.
I was
start
about to
to-
move forward, but then you
I know.
you said stop.
This is important because this is the thing. This is the thing that Tegan made happen with his.
God
with his
damn it.
stupidity, with his foolishness.
Just because I say
foolishness and
5 every
stupidity.
time, you
There's
can't.
5 of those toad things here.
5
70 of those
Banderhops.
toad things.
He sent the rest of them after us.
No. On a more specific note, Rogue specifically, you see as you are walking down this corridor in the dark. By the way, are you locking these doors behind you? That's something I should ask before anything.
I don't think I was. I think they're still
Roxanne,
open.
are you locking the doors behind people? Okay.
I think they're still open because I left
Good
the
to know.
other doors open because in case we need to escape quickly.
Good to know.
I know that I'll just be able to like walk through them, like vibrate through them with how high my rolls have been. But
just
that
look
extra
at the
action
lock
may
and
make
it-
the
and it'll
difference.
And it just will shiver in fear.
I just look at the lock and suddenly it bursts open.
Well, with that in mind, Rogue, you would notice this first. It's not hidden enough that Roxanne and Bob do not notice it very quickly after you, but you are kind of stepping forward and you feel just this cold chill kind of run down the back of your spine for a moment. And you are stepping forward and you kind of look around for where the draft is coming from. And there is this weird, I wouldn't know how exactly to describe it besides this oblong strangeness to the like shape and size of the wall as it refuses to ping right here. Like right in front of you as you're kind of stepping, you kind of notice just this strange, almost illusory feeling just out of the corner of your eye. You kind of catch that the wall is wrong in some way. And as you're kind of looking, you see, the like the Coraline like hallway thing where it kind of sprawls out really far like an accordion. The shadows and shapes of the wall kind of give way. And you see just this long, shadowy corridor, which isn't actually on the map because I didn't know if this was going to happen or not, and it's not a normal thing. You feel like this is something strange and out of the ordinary that would not be here normally, that has suddenly placed itself in your
Something's
vicinity.
not right here.
And all three of you kind of become aware of that like strange corridor that seems to open where the wall would be if there's
Is there like a hole there? Can we walk through, or we're gonna have to make a hole?
It's like the wall isn't there anymore, or like where the wall was shifts to a different like reality dimension. It's like there's a fully different thing.
Can I throw a rock through it?
You can pull out a rock and tuck it into it if you want,
explodes.
as all three of you become aware of this like strange shifting of
Nothing's
reality.
bad ever happened
in
with
front
me
of
throwing
you.
a rock into a mysterious place.
I would say, Roxanne, from
We had
your
to kill
angle, you can
multiple
see
lizards.
directly down this corridor
Oh,
as you look. If you want to kind of look down this corridor and see what's down there,
wait, where's the door?
it's not like a door.
It's a hole.
It's like a hole in space, kind of opens
I
in
peered
front
down
of you
it.
guys.
We're
Some
going to the
casually.
Feywild.
Do you need a perception check then?
You can make a perception. Yeah, we'll see
With
how much. you
advantage
see.
for my rock.
Do you want your rock to kind of do things that would give you advantage? Because that
Fly
might
up
require
next
your
to
rock
it. Fly up next to it and
Your rock
look.
heads over too. As you guys all see this
Actually,
too,
I'll
I will
just
say
all go.
Bob and you go towards it too.
Yeah.
You kind of
You know
approach
what?
it. What's a
It's my turn to be chaotic. All right, I've been putting up with your guys' shit for too long. Bob dives
17.
into the hole.
Oh,
Bob's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
It's my turn.
hole.
Bob, you dive at this, seeing
You
Roxanne kind
dive.
of make towards the hole. You dive through it first, just for the sake at this point probably of just not having Roxanne be the one who instantly triggers whatever's about to happen.
Pretty much, yeah. It's his thought process. It's like,
do I
you
throw
know
a
what? Fuck it.
flashbang
This is
in
gonna
there,
happen
bro?
anyway.
Do we breach? All of a sudden, behind
listen,
Bob, a
I will say,
flashbang appears.
your perception of 17, Roxanne, you're kind of walking towards this hole, looking down it. Bob like sees you and panic jumps through it. Roxanne, you look down this hallway. It is a long corridor that opens up almost into a very dark, shadowy orchard. Just this big, tree-covered, just like tree-lined area that almost looks like there's like this thicket of like shadowy fences surrounding it. And in the middle of this orchard, probably 50 to maybe a little bit more than 50 feet away from where this corridor ends, which is the corridor's probably a good 20 feet long as well. So like 70 feet away from you, there is this strange looking, almost like circular like house or hut. It is just this black reality warping, almost like leathery wood structure that is just like a cylinder with a big like cone top on it that's kind of this strange papery thatch almost. And it all looks like it's partially congealed out of like shadow.
Can I do
or
like an
something of
Arcana
that
check
size.
to see what like magic's going on here?
Yes, I will say, as you are like looking into this, Bob whoop, jumps past you. Bob, you roll into this thing and kind of find your bearings. You are standing 5 feet into now a much chillier, cold, almost just this like, I think the word dank is the best word. Just this dank, chill, just like void space almost. Just like the air becomes slightly stale and harder to breathe. Almost
Where's
like
the
you're trying to
map?
breathe without breathing in mold.
Reminds me of home.
Well, magic check.
Yeah, and Roxanne, you can make an Arcana as you
14.
look in. This place definitely magical.
I think
I would
it's magical.
say you are definitely certain this place is magical. You're not really certain exactly what this is. It's definitely not the same place, is how you'd think about it. You've read about different planes of existence, and there isn't a specific plane that comes to mind instantly when you look at this place. If you wanted to make a religion check with a higher DC, or if any of the three of you wanted to make a religion check, you
Okay.
could in seeing
12.
this place.
17, 14, 12. It just keeps going down. I can't get any worse. Oh wait, was he supposed to be blind?
Only Roxanne making religion check. Who's blind?
I was finding it.
What do you
No, I
mean?
was saying, are we supposed to make these blind?
I mean,
No, I don't.
I could make
Oh,
a religion check.
Yeah,
I don't
we,
care. I
we
don't
don't
care
do
about
that on
anything.
Fridays.
10.
We don't
That's
care.
a Sunday thing.
We don't care on Fridays. Bob, as you jump into this place, you first of all, you are reminded of the kind of shadowy stuff that was coming off of that Banderhob that you fought yesterday. But you feel like that might be more related to the origins of that Banderhob rather than that this place is directly related to them. You feel like you have stepped into either directly into or into the border of the Shadowfell, the plane of shadows.
Oh.
You feel like this is some sort of portal that has been opened, and the fact that it opened directly in front of you makes you think it's for you. And as you kind of step into it as well, looking around, you see the same visage that Roxanne looked into now. From your perspective, it's much more drained of color and almost like black and white, which isn't particularly different from the darkness you've been wandering in so far. But it's like the life of this place is drained. And as you look in, you can see the door of this hut. This hut has this big kind of mangled wood front door with these strange. They're not like circular. They're just like a weird oblong shaped, carved out of the side windows. The door of this hut kind of swings open.
Well, nothing like adventure, and I start walking towards it.
I would say Bob has.
Bob
Well,
is
he's gonna
in
try and
front
call back
too,
to the
so-
others through the portal, and
They
say,
do seem to hear you too as you kind of speak to each other. Yeah, you hear Roxanne, and then you can speak back.
"Hey guys, I'm gonna go visit the house in here."
Okay,
And then
I
Bob
guess this is happening.
Bob starts
Um,
walking
I
out
grab
Aye,
Rogue's,
Captain.
I grab Rogue's hand and start rushing towards it.
Ah!
Adventure!
I just get tugged along. I don't have enough
says-
strength to fight back. I just get dragged.
Blue says, "Drained like my will to live." Same, Blue. I've been dead inside for years.
Hi, Blue.
Hello, Blue.
Hello.
You
You
step in to this portal to the Shadowfell and make your way towards this beckoning hut.
Isn't this pretty cool, Rogue?
Looking around, you can see the corridor itself opens into just this big, like cave structure almost, where you can't even, you can barely see the ceiling. You can just see these long, like jagged, strangely shaped stalactites just hanging from the ceiling.
Any
and
stalagmites?
You see now that the trees are actually like these strange, mossy structures that are kind of growing like a tree on top of these big stalagmites. The stalagmites themselves are, you're not really sure what they're made out of. You could walk up to one of them as you make your way towards this hut if you want.
Rock.
Roxanne, the first thing you notice is these are not, they're kind of rock. There's rocks within them, and they're partially made out of rock. If you'd like to make me a nature check, probably, or survival, I believe you can grab expertise because this is involving rocks, at least with the rock portion.
How do I do that?
Expertise is add your proficiency twice.
+6.
Okay, so just 25.
Okay. These are,
Yeah.
as you're looking at them, there are these jutting pieces of this strange stone that you feel like you've only ever read about. Just this it's called quartzite. It's stone that is made out of bones, and it's not like fossilized bones. It's like bones that have been ground down and cemented together.
Sedimentary rock.
Yeah, it's sedimentary, but it's sedimentary, but it's not like formed over millions of years. This is like
from people's
a stone
memories and that are sentiment.
This is a stone that is made in the churning guts of worms. Worms, WURM. They are giant, almost like mythical dragon-like creatures, but instead of dragons, they're just a giant, like snake worm creature that burrows through the earth and eats whatever it comes across.
And poops it out.
And it helps re-soil the earth with this composted quartzite rock. Some of them the rock that the poop they excrete can form into this stuff. So this is kind of a giant cave that has been formed out of quartzite and then became a cave over time, and now this creature, whatever you are approaching, lives here.
I hope they're friendly. I don't have any treats for them, unfortunately. I wasn't able to bake something.
All of you make your way across this orchard's courtyard, through these strange rock trees. You can feel just this ever-present feeling of like loneliness and longing and sadness and depression, just like bearing down on you with every step you take further into this area.
Nothing new for Roxanne.
I can't go back to jail. Yeah, you all step to this door. You can see this hut now as you approach. The hut itself is probably about 30 feet wide in total, maybe 35 feet tall. It's just this big, portly, oblong wood and strange materials structure. The front door wide open.
Who could be living in such a terror of a place?
I don't know. Let's check. Hello? Is anybody home? We found a portal. It took us
Come
here.
in.
I
come
knock on the
in.
open door.
You hear this.
The door's already open and
shrill-
ajar, and I knock on it.
You hear this shrill, almost womanly voice, but sort of sing-songy in some of its elements and sort of creepy and like creaking in some of them. Yeah. You hear a come in, come in.
All right. Bob will enter the hut.
Oh,
Okay, Bob, you step in first. Are the other two following?
yep.
Yeah, with rogue in
Okay.
hand.
I'm being dragged.
Okay, the three of you step into this hut. Bob first, and then the two of you see just this big, wide open structure that is it feels taller on the inside than it looked on the outside. You're not sure if that's actually the case or not, but the entirety of the structure, except for the last like maybe 10 feet of it, which are kind of curtained off, is just this large cabinet covered cylinder on the inside that's just lined with cabinets that run all the way to the point of the ceiling. And it's almost like the gravity doesn't work above about 10 feet because there's all these little trinkets and objects sitting on the cabinets that aren't falling, that are just like placed at a weird angle so that they would fall, but are just stationed up all the way to the ceiling.
Oh, great. It's a house of anxiety.
You step into this this room, seeing just again just these cabinets lining the walls of just tiny objects, just these weird little like jars filled with things,
Eyeballs?
like some of them like eyeballs, some of them just like little like rodent creatures or these strange little creatures you've never seen in some of them. There are like cages with like skeletonized creatures kind of taxidermied into the cage, kind of just propped hanging from a cabinet somewhere. Just the walls, every single little inch of the walls just has these little knickknacks and items all over it. And in the center of the room, there's this big table laid out with sets of like decks of cards, lots of these like rugs and just random bits of cloth and stuff wrapped around each other and just kind of placed.
Are there chairs?
Little looking like scrolls. There are two chairs on the front of this. There's a chair on the back of this table, and a chair on the front, and then there's just this ever-present dim, just sickly bluish green light that kind of fills the room.
I go to sit in the chair, and like, with rogue in hand, I put him in the other chair.
I am
As you
being
two
sat
kind
here.
of walk towards this, you kind of become aware the like shadows in the room kind of moving strangely. You see there is like a
Bob can do that. That's nothing
drape
new.
draped over a like a coat hanger on the side of the wall. There's this big like it's this strange alien looking boar creature, and it has these two big glass eyeballs kind of looking out, and
Anime?
in part of the ceiling you can see there is this little squirrel looking creature. Its eyes are like kind of hollow, but all of the like things with eyes in the room, including like the jars with eyes, all kind of turn and watch the three of you as you step in.
I'm
And you
gonna
kind
take
of
a seat.
you make your way towards the seat. You kind of step a couple feet further into the house, and you see this long draped arm. You're pretty sure it's an arm. It's covered in a drapery, like a cloth, this thin black cloth, and it kind of pulls out of the curtain at the back of the room and kind of slides the curtain open, and out steps this. You'd guess if she was standing at her height, she would be 15 feet tall at least. But just this strange, sinewy looking, um, gaunt faced
Would Tristan
woman is
Razor
probably the
smash
best
it?
word. What a question.
With a hammer.
Just a gaunt faced woman. She's got like this area where her nose should be is almost like Voldemorted in, like it's been broken off at some point, and there's just this like part of a nose like flap just hanging off of the side of her face. You can see where her eyes are like this very sallow, very low, baggy, long draped lids that kind of puff out and partially would obscure if not for how bulbed out they are. These big, almost like chameleon eyes. They kind of telescope a little bit and like look in different directions. And just this long, what would you call it? Flowing black hair. That's not. It's like a fabric almost, and it kind of goes down her back and forms into her clothing like the JoJo hat. Like it's like her hair becomes her clothing, and they're just kind of one and the same.
Oh, like
As they
Shaggy.
kind of cover her. Kinda, yeah. It's just this long, but it's like it's made out of like cloth, right? Like her hair is cloth, and it kind of drapes down into a robe that covers her lower body, and she just almost lithely floats into the room with all of you. You can whatever is under the cloak kind of like moves, very very agile, with a lot of agility, and it kind of steps into the room almost spider-like, and just looks at all of you. Her hands kind of come out, just these very long, like 10-inch long fingers that end in these like 3 or 4-inch long nails that just kind of plant out, just not palming, but like the tips of her fingers just touch this table, and she just clinks over the table, kind of leans in, and breathlessly just looks at all of you for a second.
Hello there.
I smiled back.
Rogue is just looking
Hello.
very confused.
Hello. Wow.
What's up?
You joined me. Hello.
Well, yes, we assumed it was an invitation. A portal appeared in the wall. We saw your house and figured we should come by and say
Yes.
hello.
I have been watching you for some time. Well, we all have.
Yeah, I
My
was about to say
friends,
you're
not
not the
just the
only
ones
one.
in here. We've been I am the Watch Mother. You can call me that.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
I'm Bob. This is Rogue. This is Roxanne.
It's a pleasure to meet the three of you as well.
You want an autograph?
Forgive me. I'm
Although I
Oh,
think
look
signing
at you
stuff might
two.
be scary.
Oh, two young ones. What it would be like to be young again. Perhaps you'd
Wait,
like a
me
playmate.
young?
She kind of gestures to Roxanne and Rogue. And then there you see there is a little as she says perhaps you'd like a playmate, there is a little like puppet on the wall that is currently it's like it got tossed there and just kind of draped against the wall. It's just this almost obscurely for the area reddish hair that kind of covers down it, and this just gaunt, sad face with tears kind of stitched onto the front of its face.
Did it kill
Just
someone?
these just this wooden body that's again just kind of draped on the ground, unanimated, and she kind of gestures over at the puppet. The puppet falls to the ground, and at first you see the puppet kind of slap to the ground, just like a wooden thud, and then it shambles itself into standing position. It kind of looks at all of you for a second. It clutches at its throat for a moment, does like a little bit of a dance, just like tiptoes itself for a second, and then you see what was a puppet kind of fades away to a little girl of similar. She's not nearly as haggardly looking as this tall woman, but she is very sallow. Her ribs are very like in, and you can see she has just a very dark nightgown on covering her, and she's just got this very bleached skin and bleached red, what would be red but is now drained of most of its color hair, and
So
she kind
pink?
of collapses back to the ground on her knees, breathing heavily, like she hasn't been breathing for a long time and suddenly is again. And she kind of like checks her throat and like her mouth and kind of puts her hand over her mouth for a second and like breathes in very deeply and haphazardly, and then stands up and goes, "Yeah, yes, mother. What do you need?" And the woman goes, "Yes, play with these two, Madrasa. Go show them around the garden." And the little girl goes, "Yes, mother." And she runs up and grabs onto Roxanne and Rogue's hands.
Okay, I guess we're getting dragged now, Rogue.
Bob, if you need me, just yell as I get dragged away.
Will
I don't know.
do. Have
I
fun.
actually think I'm a kid. I'm like way older than like all of you combined.
Bob does not comment on that.
Physically older.
If you guys accept Madrasa's hands, there's not really any further explanation. Madrasa just kind of eagerly, you sense eagerness or perhaps nervousness in her movements as she
Blink twice if you're
guides
being
both
held
of you out of
hostage.
as she guides both of you out of this building and into the orchard. With that in mind, the three of you walk out into the orchard, and I think we'll deal with Bob first because it's the more present
Important.
and happening instantly thing.
Okay.
As you two are led kind of out into the orchard, and you see there is a bit of like a garden patch a ways away, just probably like 20-30 second walk or run, probably even less away, that Madrasa begins to pull you towards.
Okay.
So Bob, then back in this side, she says, "Oh, good. We can see to adult matters now rather than more more childish ones, we'll say.
Bob quirks an
So-
eyebrow as she uses the word adult matters, but lets it slide for now.
So, Robert,
Yes.
you have quite the interesting little thing going here, don't you?
I mean, it depends on what thing in particular. I mean, it's interesting traveling with a 900-year-old elf that acts like they're 12.
727.
An 18-year-old elf that is acting like a grown full adult. And then, I mean, my life's just one weird coincidence after another, really. I mean, it's just how the universe works. So you need to be a little bit more
Yes, and-
specific.
Well, despite all that, you've found yourself with quite the gift, quite the show, I must say. I've been watching you, you see. Your friends too, but mostly you for now. She kind of almost like her eyes try to like blink, but they blink one at a time very confusedly.
Fair.
You can't really tell, I'd say with at least passive insight, you can't really tell if this woman is all there. You can't really tell if she is very good at appearing the way she is, or if this is actually how
I'm
she
going to try
is.
an actual insight roll to see if I can tell.
Okay.
It is the exact same as my passive insight, so
Yeah, I'd say there is there's a sense of this could be an act, but you'd have no idea what the act is hiding if it is. There's
Exactly.
like this is some strange creature that you are not exactly certain of. I'll say with the religion of 20 you got earlier though, your best guess as to what this thing is a hag.
Oh shit!
A
Oh
witch
god!
of some
Oh
kind.
no!
A
Oh,
creature
fuck.
of deals and deals, I guess would be the best word. A creature of agreements, power, a creature that likes to gain and use favors.
Oh no. Okay. Well, now I know what we're dealing with. Well, I hope we're at least entertaining. That is my main purpose
Very.
in life.
And not just my little tokens around me. We, the Watchers, have been watching you, and well, let's just say we think that your alliances have made some headway towards our goals.
What would those be precisely?
Well, not to give up too much of the ghost so far. You've found your way around quite a bit. You've not so much allied with, but you've spoken with Albrathanelar. What a creature. And you have gained boons from gods. You have gained the touch of some celebrities. You seek more now. I will say, I don't want to spoil too much of the show, but you're on your way towards this Bo Davies you seek. I think that you have a little while. He's got some plans that may bring him out of town, but so long as you don't get the little ones arrested or let them get arrested for their shenanigans, they should be okay.
I have been doing my level best.
Believe me, I know.
Roxanne sneezes.
Bob suddenly looks like 10 years older as he rubs the space between his eyes.
She says, well, I think I have something to ask of you. Normally I'm one for granting favors, but I think there's something that you could do for me, and perhaps we could find a trade of sorts. Now, I will say I also have other things we could look into if you wish to do more bartering, but In the meanwhile, let's just say the world is quite a big show, and sometimes people start to think that it's a little more serious than that. There is an elf, perhaps half elf. He's a little hard to read. He cloaks his visage. He prevents others from seeing into him. He resides near the top of the hierarchy of Diamond and Emerald City, the elves across the sea. He's been gathering people recently, and I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but I know that some very bad things have been done to him, and I think he might be trying to get things out of sorts a little more than I'm comfortable with. She kind of wraps her hands together and looks at you with I gave more information than I should have, but also I don't feel like I can give enough information because I don't have enough to really say.
Yeah.
And she kind of like, yeah, I'd say, do you say anything in response, or do you wait for her to continue?
Bob's waiting for her to continue because he hasn't heard the favor yet.
Okay, she kind of says, I'd say if she waits a second to see if you're gonna ask if that's like if she just wants information or something. She says, I need to know the intentions of this man. This strange elf man in Diamond City. I believe some of your Roxanne, the girl, her compatriots have gone to meet with him.
I have told you about this.
Yes. I need
information. I'm fully aware of it.
I need information on him, and I think the best way to do that would be if some of his magical entrapments, some of his magical disguises were removed. And I've seen you perform some magical deeds thus far, and you all seem surprisingly well at keeping yourselves out of trouble, or at least removing the trouble when it appears. It would be a great favor to me if this elf became visible to my magics.
$50 right now.
And what were you planning to offer for such a favor?
Well, that's one thing. It's always difficult to tell what things are worth to people, you know? She kind of, as she's like looking around the room, she sees like there's lots of eyes now, as you notice, looking around the room. Lots of like different eyes, different looking eyes from different creatures, different species, different races. Lots of different colors of eyes. Well, I think the first place to start would just be to offer you money. I know how much that has greased the wheels so far. I could certainly fund some amount of favors. I have some connections. I certainly have information of other things. I could show you any place you want. I could attempt to
show
answer
you the world.
I could attempt to answer
Shiny, shiny
one
world.
question.
What is the meaning of life?
Now, you would, being kind of an arcane person yourself, you would recognize she's offering you essentially the equivalent of like a 5th level spell and 500 gold pieces.
Okay. So, like the casting of a 5th level spell, I'm assuming?
Yes,
Or
there's this
okay.
spell called Legend Lore that can tell you about something. She's offering something akin to that. So like the answering of a question is her thing that she offers first. Obviously, if you wanted to come back with like a money proposal, she'd probably consider that as well.
Yeah.
Or if there's something that comes to mind as you think about it, her initial offer at least is money or an answer. And you would understand that creatures like this are capable of gaining information through either asking around themselves with, since it's a hag, you assume she might have a coven. There might be other hags that she is related to, or perhaps, if not directly through a coven, she has also mentioned that she has been watching you, and there are others doing that as well. She may be able to ask one of them in addition, or you would figure that if the question is of relevant lore to the world enough, the legend lore spell would tell you about it. So she can offer you that information anyway in exchange for this favor. Or if you feel like there's something, if you feel like that's too little, you're also welcome to voice that.
Yeah. Can I discuss it above board with Naska and Tegan?
I say yes to a certain
I'm being
extent.
discussed with.
It does.
Outside
you can
of
discuss it
game?
in terms of like getting ideas and stuff. I will say,
Well, it's mainly I want to make sure they're okay with something like above board that I'm planning on doing.
I'm okay
That's fair.
going to see my father.
I think
Yeah,
it'll
father.
end up funny.
I think it's of note as well, this hag did separate you on purpose. She doesn't want Roxanne and Rogue to know what you say here.
Oh
But
no, that's fine. I get that.
If you want to have an above board conversation, that's totally fine.
All right, guys. There's a specific item I want to acquire for Bob, and it would make it a lot easier if I took this deal. Are either of you going to be bent out of shape at all if he's selfish about this?
No,
Not really. Like
I'm still
Rogue
around for the
already
ride.
is like.
I will be fair. She's asking Bob. She's not saying Rogue and Roxanne need to do this. She's saying she thinks that Bob would be a person who's capable of figuring out how to avail this elf guy of some sort of magical protections.
Yeah. So only Bob's going to be like beholden to this.
Yeah. In other
Bob's
words,
gonna be like sneaking off to
she'd
Diamond
like you
City.
to instigate you guys going to Diamond City, and then while you're there, she'd like Bob. If Bob can convince the other ones to help, that's great. But she'd like Bob to be the one who spearheads.
If Bob just says the word and we'll do it.
We've got to find Piper though if we
Yeah.
want to get into Diamond City.
I'm gonna go cry now.
So Bob will say, all right, so what is the timeline on this favor, just so that I know how to prioritize our current
I
objectives?
will say the Apology of the Gods is coming up, and a lot of people attempt to sway things when that time comes. I will say, she mentions the Apology of the Gods. You remember Lawbear Abner kind of under his breath also saying that he needed to prepare for the Apology of the Gods earlier, before your long rest, before he ran off.
And when exactly is the Apology of the Gods?
Oh, you don't know of the Apology?
I mean, I can make a religion check, I think.
You can make a religion check if you want to, and she looks like she's willing to explain that. That's
right,
like a freebie.
Like how much you know about it would be the part you'd be learning now. And I gotta look up.
That's a 21.
Okay, you'd know of the Apology of the Gods a little bit too. You wouldn't know a significant amount about it, but there's a lot of stuff that you'd at least be aware. Let me look up when this happened. So it is, what is it, like September 27th?
About, yeah.
Right now in the game. Let me make sure. It is, yeah, it's September 27th right now. So the Apology of the Gods happens, when is it? It happens on the winter solstice, so December 21st. And it occurs every 1,000 years. Uh, so the Apology of the Gods is coming up soon, essentially. And I'd say with a 21, you would know the Apology of the Gods is related to the early founding of some of the newest religions. So some of the newest gods that come about and are worshipped were a couple thousand years ago, essentially. And the Apology is kind of this christening event that was added to an elven event. How would I describe this? So the elves celebrate their Day of Good Fortune, which is essentially the day that they were brought under the light of Corellon, the moon god. They worship Corellon, Tamora being the goddess of fortune. So essentially the Apology is an addition to the Day of Good Fortune of the elves, where the gods kind of have to argue that they're allowed to keep doing what they do. I think would be the best way that you'd know about it.
You have a debate squad,
Okay.
debate club.
So, if the gods or their worshippers are not like, so you know how like if you're a paladin and you break your oath, you stop being a paladin of that oath and you become an oath breaker.
Uh-huh.
So the gods, some of the gods, not all of them, get their power from other sources. Some of the gods get their power from being worshipped a lot. Some of the gods get their power from people being so afraid of them that they're just this powerful entity because of that. So like the thoughts of people can sometimes amount to the power of gods, and some of the gods get their power just because they were created very powerful, and they were some of the first people to discover how magic works. And some of the gods are like lesser gods that have signed pacts and are like essentially very powerful paladins to higher level gods. So a lot of those gods,
Is there a god of
essentially,
throwing it back then?
essentially what Bob would know instantly from just like thinking about it is the Apology of the Gods is when a lot of those gods have to like account for their own actions over the last 1,000 years.
Okay.
And
Oh,
so like if
1,000.
if there's a giant like cult that's worshiping you, that's like you're the god of being good and not killing people, and there's this big like cult or like a civilization that worships you and they go on like a genocidal spree or something like that, or like if something super bad happens and you're the god of not doing that, you have to account for that, and this is when that happens.
All right.
You don't know any like specifics that come to mind, but those are like generalized things that you kind of think of.
All right. Yeah, I was just trying to think of mainly the timeline.
You got a couple
Okay.
months. You got
Yeah. So it's basically
October, November, and most of December. So you got about 3 months before
Okay.
this
Can
Apology of
find
the
So
Bo
Gods.
Davies, then
we
go
would have
do
enough
this.
time to meet up with Bo Davies, but probably not enough time to help him conquer the Ugly Islands.
Well, I will say, Bo Davies is his we've been watching him for a while too. He's quite famous. This elven man
Is that a song?
used to travel with him, or at least the strings of following this magically protected man. They
So
weave
he may
between
have
Bo Davies. There was a person with Bo Davies for quite some time that we were unable to stitch our way into, but
so he may have information on this target.
yes, he had a. We know this man. Perhaps I can be a little more giving of information, given your lack of reticence. She says, "We know this man had a daughter. Um, there are some cities around here that are quite religious, and his daughter was not of the humanoid variety. She was a monstrosity, a
Oh no.
almost a harpy, a a magically infused creature awoken through uh, some sort of high level magics. And she was discovered by a town around here and put to death. And our worry is that this elf seeks revenge for this deed.
I see.
So it may be related to Bo Davies. If Bo Davies is planning invasions around here as he is.
Do you possess the name of the elf or anything
He has been
identifiable?
He has been magically protected since before he became popular enough to warrant our eyes. Almost as if some sort of rift in time or space brought him here. Just suddenly appeared one day with these protections.
Someone isekai'd?
Sorry, I was just writing some notes. Yeah, it sounds like he was isekai.
Describing this guy as isekai is pissing me off, okay?
That's the term. I don't know what you
Ah.
want from me, T.
No,
It's
Tegan
not
knows why. Don't
isekai.
worry. Don't worry, Tegan knows why. It's not
not isekai.
but it's meta, and I know Tegan's good at not metaing. So
Yeah, I know.
He's not gonna say why he knows what's going on.
No, but I am going to be extremely pissed off that you use the term isekai.
You know what? It's fine. We know he didn't take the portal. He took Truck-kun. It's all right.
God damn it.
Oh my
Did
god,
take
I
the
want to be
portal.
isekai'd so bad in this life.
It was a giant plane shifting Sarlacc pit, okay? Get it right.
He's from the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, a giant plane shifting Sarlacc pit named Truck-kun.
God damn it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God,
guess
it all
so.
makes sense now.
All right, Bob's gonna contemplate on this for a little bit. Do some like mental calculations.
Beep boop, beep boop.
She
All
says,
right.
I do
I-
have I have an extra little bit to sweeten the deal. I can get you into Diamond City.
That would make it easier, yeah.
Excellent.
I can at
Here's-
least she kind of whips her hand around it, kind of her arm like lengthens to cover the whole room, and the draped like pelt you see that's on this coat, you actually see now is covering a skeleton, and it looks like this coat was a magical cloak, and she reaches into the pocket of it and pulls out a scroll, and says, "Should you take this deal?" Or should we work out a deal at least? She kind of unravels this scroll and places it on the table, and you can see it is a summons of a.
Closet.
No, it is a summons of an arch wizard that you get the feeling is that skeleton now.
Oh, fair. Okay. All right. Here's what I'm going to propose. I will make best efforts to eliminate some of the magical protections of this half-elf after I find information about his name, his appearance. I'm able to locate the correct person.
I can give you his magics protect most scrying of him. We've managed to get people close enough to him to get some general descriptions. He is very cagey. I don't know what other word to use.
Is he hot?
She gives you another
Aren't
piece
you
of
with
paper
me out at the
that is
forest?
No, that was
She gives you
that was a different question.
She
That
kind
was
of shows you
Naska
another piece of
asking.
paper that is it's very quickly scrawled. You can see you can tell why they think half elven or elven. Long ears, very pallid face. This looks older. She says he's probably older by now, but he is a young-looking, sort of again elvish, half elvish man. Very like pointed, skinny features. He's quite tall, but he kind of slouches a bit. You can see kind of a relaxedness to his posture that seems to have been captured rather well. She says, "This was recovered from the bodies that were shattered, if you know that spell."
Oh God.
I'm aware of it.
Yes, we we sent a scouting party, and none of them came back. And then we found the bodies, and this was one of the things they had drawn. There's a short description of him as well that it kind of just describes the same thing you're looking at.
All right.
What time period
And there's
is
certainly
this?
something to go off of. And Bob's going to nod and he's going to say, well, there is something I would like in exchange for doing this work.
Yes.
I imagine you may not have the item available, but I would like the location of a tome of leadership and influence that I could acquire either through mercantile or less than savory means.
An artifact of sorts,
Well,
item of
it's not an
legendary
artifact.
quality.
Actually, above board, it's a very rare magical item, so it's
Yes.
not a legendary or artifact.
I will say so I will say in a like, to be specific to like gameplay of how this would work, I'd say Bob probably describes that he would like he's heard of tomes that can improve your
Charisma, yeah.
your charisma, your skills, your abilities.
Mhm.
And you described that you would like a tome that improves your charisma. And she says, just the location.
I
think that
realize
can
the
be
item
arranged.
itself. I realize the item itself may be a bit of an ask, as it were.
They do exist. I know of some of them. They are indeed quite a bit difficult to come by, though not the hardest things. I think I would require a little bit more in exchange to grant you one if I was able to come by it, but just searching the location shouldn't be too difficult.
It's the location of one that is held by someone who is willing to part with it.
You can see she kind of like straightens her back a little bit and is now taking up like half of the room as she kind of straightens out a little. She goes, one moment, please. She kind of stretches her arms, and you see the like sallow area of her eyes that are kind of looking out kind of begins to light up, and just this hazy blue glow begins to come out of her eye sockets and out from under the different draperies around her. And as that sort of moment passes and she searches for this book for you, I think we'll go to Roxanne and Rogue. So, you two okay? You two still alive?
I don't know. Are we?
I just be hanging out
no.
in this.
Are Tegan and Naska still alive?
Yeah, kinda. I got.
Barely. I've taken
I'm
like 5 power
awake.
naps.
I had
And
a
I've
feeling
chugged
that
about
would
12.
keep Tegan awake a lot more than it would keep Naska awake, but
Oh, we are going to have talks, mister.
don't worry about it. So, the two of you are led to this small. It is very small. It's like 20 by 30. Just this little patch of fungus and like wilted dead flowers that somehow are just like remaining like that. And just this very, like in the center, just this very gnarled tree that's very skinny. It's got tons of holes in it that look like creatures have lived in over the time. It's like 15 feet tall, and it's just this gnarled, disgusting looking black
Wow,
structure
what
that
a
looks like
pretty
it's
garden you
falling
have
and
here.
harrowing out. Thank you. Would you like to play tag? As she kind of walks you over, this madrasa, this little girl. You can see as she drags you forward as well into this area. You've seen she has like this. I don't know what word to use besides scar, like a wound that isn't healing. Down the back of her neck that goes into her cloak, so you can't see if it stops or not, and it's just like the middle of her neck just this almost an inch wide scar that just goes down into her cloak. Just this big like tear in her body.
Are you
that she
all right?
She every once in a while she kind of like ticks her neck a little bit away from it. Kind of steps with all of you.
Are you okay?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. Mother doesn't let me out to play very often, so I think we should play while we have the chance. We, look over there. Do you see that? She kind of points into the distance, and there is a pair of eyeballs just looking back at the two of you that you now notice. And she says, "That's Teddy. He'd love to play with us."
Well,
Uh,
how good is Teddy at
Teddy!
tag?
She kind of cups her hand over her mouth, not like to cover it, but like a blowhorn. Teddy kind of calls out into the darkness.
How old is
Stepping
this
out of this gloom.
person?
This girl looks like she is maybe 8 years old. Very young. She's maybe a little bit taller than she should be. But very clearly very young. Her cloak is not like skin tight, but it definitely flows around enough to reveal that she is very skinny. And she is just this very gaunt, pale, color drained girl. And as she calls out for Teddy, these two pair of eyes kind of start moving towards you, and then you realize that they were farther away than you thought, and they're much bigger. And then there is a second pair of eyes above them that opens, and a hulking, you'd guess 20-foot tall. It's not so much a bear, it's like a bear without hair. That's just this big hulking gray creature with just this big, massive, like kind of bear-like jaw. Just this nose that's kind of sunken into the back of its head, almost like a pug. And just these two pairs of these glowing, and as they get closer, this more and more glowing, like bright blue, sickly eyes. And it is just this hulking, this massive gray, like it's like a bear with Egyptian cat skin that's like dark gray.
Mm.
And it just has these big black claws on its hands and feet. And it just kind of walks up. It's like fully stocky, like moves towards all of you, just walking up. Walks up to Madrasa first, just looks at all of you and goes. Just this very low, rumbling breath. And it kind of reaches out its head and just like lets Madrasa reach out and just pet the top of its head.
Rogue, I kind of want to take her out of here. I feel bad. I really would. Rogue.
I don't know if we're still allowed to pick up strays.
I don't know either, but I'm feeling really bad for her. Like nostalgia bad.
Do as you will. If things get hairy, I will do as I always do. You can see that Rogue physically grimaces as he says that, as he more than anything wants to avoid displeasing, kind of, but like more than anything wants to like.
We must not displease the sallow woman.
He's just, he doesn't know who he knows he can't stop Roxanne, and he knows he might be able to kill everyone here. Because that's always happened, is that he's just stabbed things immediately and they've died. So he's just like, I could probably do it. And so he's just like, I do as you will.
I really want to kidnap her and make her escape. Like Watson did for me.
You, as you're like whispering.
She doesn't
to
breathe.
Rogue.
You can put her in the bag.
Rogue, you notice as you're being whispered to that this thing's eyes kind of squintily look at you and Roxanne.
We can bring the teddy too.
Aye, hello. I wave over to the extremely large creature.
It kind of, as Madrasa finishes petting it and kind of takes a step back, it kind of looks at you and just this. You can see just this gnarling, just this gross looking grayish like saliva just dripping off the sides of its cheeks and out of its mouth.
Do you want a snack?
Hold on, I gotta, as you're closer to looking at this thing, I gotta make sure I got all the best details, because this thing is a fucker.
Are we fighting it?
No, but yeah, I say I describe no, it's got 6 eyes. It's got 6, not just 8. Sorry, it's got 12 eyes.
Oh.
It's got, no, wait, that's 6. I can't count.
Just send the image in like the server.
Yeah, here. Can I put this as a? Let's see if I can.
I mean, if you can have it pop up like how Mr. Orcish does, that'd be cool. But if not, just send it in the server.
I think I can. I just have to download it.
I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Why don't you like the term isekai, Tegan?
It's an
Where do I put
insult
it? I think it's maybe
to
it's
him, and I'm pissed off.
How is it an insult?
I can't. The moment I say anything
journals?
more
Maybe it's the journals.
is a spoiler. And I know y'all don't like spoilers.
Nah, I could care less. Why?
A page here,
I refuse to tell.
image.
Will you do it for a chip?
I will not do it for even a Scooby snack.
See, I think
What
the
if
way
it was
I
a
have to do
big
this-
chip?
Damn it. Damn it.
I think the way I have to do this outside of the thing, I think I have to add this to...
No, I'm not gonna tell. I'm
What
not
if it was
even
a
for a
really
big
big
chip.
chip?
Yeah, what if it was a really, really big chip
Don't encourage
with
them,
extra dip?
Justin.
All right. Now hear me out. A big chip and a second chip.
Okay, can you guys see the journals page? Here. I think
The journals page. Create
Compendium?
journal
If anyone would like to
entry,
make a
search
nature
journal.
or arcana check,
I'll do Arcana.
Am
as
I
well, as I
good at
believe-
either
I
of
think
them?
either one.
I think this should show it to you.
Either one of
I
That's
am
a
those.
not
fucking
good
great
at
render.
either of
That's what that is.
Okay.
That
Oh,
is.
Yeah.
whole dang. It looks like a naked mole rat that mixed with like a football player.
See, I don't. It's like an Egyptian cat mixed with a bear. They're fucking. It's big. It's a big guy.
Dinosaur head.
25. Oh man, Roxanne knows exact. Roxanne's been reading so many books. Oh my.
This was my favorite bedtime story.
The big bear that killed all the other people.
Yeah.
The big bear that reproduces by budding.
The big budding bear.
This one's eyes, you do notice are of like a sickly blue light that you kind of noticed was the same sickly blue light of the inside of that hut.
Hmm. I don't know what to do here. I've never had friends to play with. What is
It's kind of
tag?
looking at you.
Tag is a game in which, well, I've only heard about it a couple times. I assume it's running around chasing after each other, and the person who is it, quote unquote, has to touch someone, and if they do, that person becomes it, quote unquote, and the other people must run away from the it, quote unquote, to not be it, quote
So I
unquote.
could just fly up into the air and just not be it.
Yeah, but that's
Madrasa
not
goes,
very
"Here,
sportsmanlike.
I'll show you." And she taps Teddy on the nose and goes, "Teddy, you're it." And she
Teddy
takes off
just
running.
fucking slaps her into the wall.
Teddy just
fucking kills her.
She's dead. No, okay. She takes up running, and you can see Teddy purposely run slower than her for a little bit.
Okay. I was
Alright,
worried for a
bounds behind
second
her.
that
I
this
fly
was a
up into
very
the
fucked
air.
up relationship, and this was like a zombie that like comes back to life every time it's killed.
Teddy just smashes her into the ground. No, okay.
Override
That is a different hag encounter that I have to put somewhere. No,
it's
Teddy's
the
nice.
exact
Teddy's
same
nice to
thing
her.
up until
Listen,
this
to be
point
clear-
where
To be
Teddy
clear,
just fucking
Teddy is nice
murks.
to her so far. Teddy runs after her, kind of looks around, sees the two of you aren't running,
We should be running. We
and
should
starts
be running.
fucking barreling.
I fly up into the air as high as I can.
I book it.
Okay, you start to fly into the air.
We fly into the air.
How
and
fast
then
is
Rogue just
Teddy?
turns invisible.
How fast can you run, my guy?
90 feet per turn.
You can outrun him. You can
I can
Okay.
fly 60 feet in the
You
air if I
start
dash.
fucking booking it, and he is like full speed behind you, just barreling towards you, just barely not fast enough to reach to get towards you.
Just barely not fast enough. Oh
you
no!
are running. You like as you're running, you kind of run past a tree, and this thing barrels into the stone like fake trees. He barrels into one of them, and you can see it like rips part of his arm off. And he gets way more angry and starts running faster.
No! Oh no! I might have to turn
he
invisible
is-
here.
Okay, to be clear, he is still not as fast as you.
Oh,
So you are still outrunning him,
thankful
but he
for
goes
bonus
from, like-
action run as well.
So you go from gaining distance on him to like basically you're just keeping distance with him now.
Should I help Rogue outrun him? If I attack this guy, will it be considered hostile?
Madrasa
goes,
goes, "You have to let him tag you. He gets angry if he loses for too long."
You just hear screaming.
Rogue is screaming.
Is he gonna hurt him?
What direction do you run, Rogue?
I
Do you run
don't
back towards
know.
the house or just a random direction?
I'd say roll a d4, D8
Roll
and give me
D8,
a
and that
cardinal.
determines what you roll a D8. That determines what direction you're going.
North is 1, and then
Yeah, north is
clockwise.
1 clockwise.
4.
After.
I'm running south.
South.
Well, you're running southeast.
Or- Yeah. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah. Southeast.
Southeast.
You are running. The closest way I describe is you're gonna hit the like fence that is before the corridor back out.
Are you gonna book it
in
out of the
direction you're
area?
going.
I don't know if I can survive a hit from this
You could
guy.
either try to turn, or you could keep running from this guy.
Is he gonna hurt him?
And you don't know.
No, I asked that to Madrana.
Oh, Madrasa, you kind of fly over to Madrasa.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, Teddy wouldn't hurt a fly.
I don't trust
seems
He's
that.
very angry.
really fast, though.
I do not trust that, so I have a funny. There are multiple things that I could do here to just play dirty, but I don't want to play dirty. Tag is sacred.
I don't know that. I'm just. This
You just
thing
wanna
came
keep-
up to
You
me.
just want to try to skirt around this guy and keep running instead of banging into the fence.
Well, I kind of want to let him tag me because I don't like. I just like Teddy hate when the same person stays tagged for too long. But I don't know how I can do that without dying. Maybe if I misty step onto him and show him he touched me, then he will start running from me.
Misty step onto him, just have him be confused and just start riding him.
That was my initial plan. Okay. I'm going to turn around to face him.
Okay, you turn and stop him barreling towards you.
I would like to
You get
misty
that?
step onto his head.
Okay, he does. He gets about 30 feet away, and you appear. You are backwards. You are pointing backwards for where he is now because you turn around. So you are now looking backwards. You appear. Your legs wrapped around his very thick neck, and you are riding him, bucking Bronco backwards.
Tagged. I'm it. I'm it.
He feels it, like stops. Looks around, you see his eyes like all independent.
I've been tagged, I'm it!
Two of them kind of see you. They look at you. He like slams his front paws into the ground and digs a good 10 feet further, just like sliding on the ground before he comes to a stop. He kind of stands, reaches back, and like grabs you by the scruff of your neck. Just like the back of your coat, and just like reaches you forward and looks at you.
I give him a thumbs up.
He reaches out this big claw and just pokes
You
you
got
in the
me.
chest and puts you on the ground. He looks down at you, looks back at the other ones, looks down at you, and just takes off running.
I start running after him.
I fly up in the air.
The turns have tabled. I'll just make sure that is cast.
This is fucking adorable, and I'm really glad that this is how this is working
I'm
out, as opposed to Rogue being eaten by a Grey
Okay,
Record.
just give me one second.
I was able to stop him from barreling into me and killing me through speed alone.
Yeah, so you are kind of chasing after him now. You can technically run faster than him.
I don't.
You can catch him pretty fast. Okay, you kind of let him.
I pull back a little bit.
You let him gain for a
so
little bit.
that I can include the other people into it.
Madrasa is just kind of sitting over in the corner, giggling, watching you two chase him. I will say, Roxanne, as you are not like as directly involved in the.
I don't know what's going on. I've never played this game.
You're not as directly involved into the death chase that is occurring around you.
It's now like an anti-death chase.
I kind of like
Tiny Rogue is
Wait,
now
how long
chasing the
does
huge beast.
I will say, Roxanne, you kind of out of the corner of your eye, you see Madrasa kind of reach up and scratch at the like wound for a second. As she does that, the render, this gray render creature, it is running from Rogue. Rogue, it stops much quicker than it did before. Like on a dime to where I need you to make a dex save.
Okay, dex save.
Like you're running behind it and it just stops like a tree trunk suddenly in front of you.
Wait,
15.
You manage to jump out of the way and you don't smack directly into this thing's back.
Like,
I was gonna flash a genius. I think I can.
This thing
I think I'm too far away almost.
Probably.
This thing looks over at Madrasa. And
90 feet's a long ways to cover.
A shrill motherly voice comes out of it as it kind of scoldingly looks at her and says, "Now, honey, you know, no itching." And Madrasa kind of gets stiff. Her arms kind of fall to her sides very quickly.
Check what I have to do to try to figure out what's that on her back.
You can make a medicine check if you want. She says, like, "Sorry, mother." She shouts it at the render. And the render kind of stops for a second. Like, its vision comes back to itself. And it kind of looks around, looks back at you, and takes off running again, Rogue.
I'm going to finally do this. I'm going to cast the invisibility just to see what the heck is going on here to see.
Okay. I will continue chasing, but at a slightly slower speed, and I will pretend to be running out of breath.
And then I would still like to... could I do like Arcana to see what it is? It's obviously like some magical scar.
Well, I think see invisibility first things first is gonna be that's gonna be fun for you.
That's gonna be a lot. Also, Rogue will have seen that they are just kind of standing still and doing the same thing that this Teddy did, he will start basically quick walking at 30 feet per second towards well, Roxanne and
You don't want to. You don't. I'm
Madrasa.
just. There's meta.
Okay, so
you don't want to
start
go
heading over
towards. You don't want to go
Roxanne and
towards
Madrasa.
Roxanne. Roxanne doesn't know the rules of the games and will cast spells. Just so you're aware.
You start running
Rogue
towards those two who
does not know
Roxanne's
this.
like in the air a little bit, and Madrasa's
Yeah.
kind of standing over in kind of a triangle shape from where you and Teddy went running off. So you go running at Madrasa now as Teddy just books it off into the distance if you're not directly chasing him. Roxanne, as Rogue comes charging towards you and Madrasa, and you see Madrasa kind of turn to run, you go ahead, your eyes flash, and kind of some... So you don't need materials because you have a spellcasting focus and they don't cost money. So
Wait, that means for Arcane Log, I didn't have to spend that money.
If it costs money, you have to spend the money. If it doesn't cost money, you can use an arcane focus instead of the materials. So you don't have to have those materials. So you go ahead and your eyes begin to glow as you kind of look around. So the invisible part's less important than to the being able to see into the ethereal plane part.
Mm-hmm.
The Arcana would let you know that the ethereal plane is kind of it's a plane that kind of exists over top of all of the prime planes, all of the material planes. So the elemental planes, the Shadowfell, the Feywild, the plane of positive energy and the plane of negative energy, all of those planes have a border with the ethereal plane. And then the ethereal plane kind of exists over top of all of that.
It's like what connects all of them.
Yeah, sort of. It's
like dark matter.
Like this is, it's sort of a ghostly yellow plane that kind of exists in like a fugue state. It's kind of where dreams and like people that go to limbo go and stuff like that. It's this strange place where, to be clear, seeing into the ethereal plane is a strange thing where the see invisibility spell can actually help a bit, because normally in the ethereal plane you can't see very far, because the ethereal plane, and part of the ethereal plane, which is known as the plane of dreams, is created basically as you look at it. It's like there's like this dust of creation that kind of congeals into the plane itself as you look around. And you notice that this part of the ethereal plane that you're looking into, that kind of has congealed around this area, is not being created anew. It is a place that has been traversed often. This area of the ethereal plane is very structured, which is not normal. Normally, when you go into the ethereal plane again, you're just going to see like just this golden dust just drifting around you, and then as you walk around, the plane like creates itself out of imagination. But this area, like specifically around this hut, has been traversed so much that it has formed into a permanent structure. And you can see, in other words, the plane kind of overlaps with the Shadowfell here that you've entered. And looking around, you can see that all of those pillars, all those stalagmites, they are empty in the Shadowfell. However, there is an essence of a soul around many of these stalagmites. And you think maybe if you could see high enough to the stalactites up in the top, they'd be
Did
up
I
there
know
too,
that
but
this was a hag?
You're not exactly certain that this would be a hag per se. It's certainly some sort of
deal maker.
It's not a... How would you describe this? This is not a normal everyday creature. This is some sort of very powerful magical creature. Hag would definitely be something that you'd think of, though it doesn't necessarily mean it's definitely a hag. But it's definitely some sort of strong creature. This is the kind of creature that people form pacts with when they become warlocks.
Ah, so those might
Um,
be the souls of those people then.
there are the souls of people which appear as like this ghostly tortured figure just chained to the sides of these trees. And you can see the energy from them being suctioned into the like different mosses and growths that are growing on these stalagmites.
I'd like to take a look mostly at Madrona's neck. 'Cause I feel bad for her because she seems
Madrasa?
Madrasa, yeah,
Yeah.
'cause she sounds scared.
You look over at her and you can see um yeah, so you look over at Madrasa. There is a, how would we call this? It's almost like her body is a like the inside of a carapace of like an insect. And there is a creature trying to pull itself out of that scar slowly.
Like good or bad.
I mean, she's a cocoon and there's a creature growing inside of her that is slowly ripping its way out through that scar. Like very slowly, you get the feeling. Like
Painfully
years.
slow.
Yeah, like
I just see like a girl and she seems sad and lonely and I've been sad and
you
lonely
just
in lots of
there's
ways.
like this essence, this spirit trying to rip its way out of her body.
Like you said an
If you
insect?
want, yeah, well, it's not an insect, it's like an insect, right? Like how insects will form a cocoon and recreate themselves and then tear out of that cocoon as a new insect.
Ah.
She's like a cocoon and there's a thing inside of her trying to rip its way out. If you'd like, you could make a religion check. I think religion's gonna have to be the one. I'd say you can make an arcana check, but the DC would be quite a bit higher.
I'll do religion. 18.
Okay. You have heard stories of hags who will uh, kidnap people, make deals to gain access to people's children to use as vessels for their next of kin.
Hmm. You're making it really tempting for me to kidnap her or take her. I don't know. Kidnap's the only word I can think of, but like help her escape out of here. Hello?
Yeah,
Okay, I thought
yeah,
you just went quiet.
yeah.
I've just been quiet this whole time because I'm
Not
not there, so I'm
no,
not
not you,
writing
Zar.
anything
Zar.
Only
down.
a little fucked.
So like her parents sold her off
You're
and
not
now
certain what happened. She's here. She's tethered to some magical being that is growing inside of her.
mm,
That's what you know.
I would like to talk to her a bit more, but the rogue is barreling towards us
Is
at
Rogue
a
tagging
scary
you?
30 feet per second.
I'm
Rogue,
going slow.
I'd say Roxanne looks harrowed. I think that's a good word. Looks a little stricken, shocked by looking around and seeing,
I don't have
so
any way
many.
of communicating with Roxanne like from a long ways without other people knowing. So I just kind of have to get close to even whisper.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't do much else other than continue towards them.
Yeah. Are you jumping to try to tag Roxanne, or are you going after Madrasa, who turns and like takes off running?
I'll go after. I feel like if I go after Madrasa, I might get eaten, and that might be funny. So let's go after Madrasa.
Okay.
okay.
Make an athletics or acrobatics check.
All right. Asking the rogue to make an athletics or acrobatics check. That's a 12.
You got a 19.
Oh damn! I'm
She only
slower.
has a -2. You go running at her, and you don't expect her to be as agile as she is. It's almost like she understands the landscape better than you, and you're
Very
like
fair.
running, and as she's running, it's like you're suddenly running up a hill at her, and she is just running away from you, and it's just taking so much more energy than you expected to make your way towards her. And you feel yourself like you feel your energy like drain for a second, and you are unable to like reach her as she continues to gain on you.
That's fair. I was not necessarily trying to tag her. I'm just trying to make it
Entertain.
fun. As it's
You
not
do
fun to
never-
just
you
stand
do
there. It's
never-
fun to be chased and
There's
chosed. You know how it is.
There's definitely a sapping of your energy as you are chasing her, though.
Do I like
5 levels of exhaustion.
lose strength or gain levels
Nah.
of exhaustion? Okay,
Nah,
it's
just this
it's
feeling,
a sapping. Okay,
just a sapping, just a maybe if you did that a lot, might be a problem, but like just playing tag with her when she wants you to play tag doesn't seem to be an issue.
okay, good. I will continue to play tag and kind of weigh my options of going after the huge, the flying, or this strength sapping. I really don't know what my best option is here.
Okay, and with that in mind, do we want to call it for this week? I feel like we did.
Yeah,
Just
probably.
fly
It's
in
getting
the
pretty
air.
heavy.
necessarily a lot. You met the Watch Mother. She's scary as fuck.
And now we have someone
wanna-
to reconnect
wanna-
with.
I want to rescue Madrana.
Madrasa?
Madrasa, whatever her name is.
Well, the issue
I
is
don't
that
know her
if you-
name, but I must rescue her.
If you
Yeah.
piss off a hag, you piss off their coven, and that's some heat that I'm not sure that we want.
I
Yeah.
mean, another character of mine has killed a hag before without
You
no
would
coven
know
coming
hags
after.
sometimes take trades. Perhaps there's something of equal value that you could offer.
Yeah, I know. I'll
I
talk
give
to her.
Rogue.
I think
I will
I'll-
give you my friend Rogue.
We will have you escape in exchange for Rogue. Rogue can get out of there. He'll roll another natural 20.
Rogue just disappears and reappears with 20 gold pieces.
I mean, I guess we could leave the child in an orphanage or something, or maybe
No,
a couple
I'm
I
gonna
know from
take
the
her as
tavern.
my daughter.
New
Live her in an
pirate.
orphanage, transform
We're not
into
bringing
a
an
hag in the
8-year-old
orphanage,
child
yes.
onto the pirate ship. That's
They're
not
probably
happening.
stronger than
We
me. What are
already
you
have.
talking
We
about?
haven't. We've already
We
done
already
that.
have Rogue. It's
Yeah.
not-
It's not as different. I'm gonna teach her
Ah, dear Lord.
like a daughter
Oh no!
on the seas.
You think Orcish is still streaming?
All you have to do is offer people ethical conundrums based upon insane magic things.
Orcish seems to be still streaming. Should we raid up Orcish?
No.
Yo,
Yeah,
is
look-
it Orcish time?
Yeah, we can raid Orcish. I think
he's
that's
I
playing
wrote
Ghost
down
Brothers,
Orcish
dude.
French.
Did it work?
No.
No, you spelled it wrong. What do you...
Oh, they're
Thank
doing
you all for
Ghostbusters.
watching.
Nice.
Watch you all for thanking. Have yourselves a very merry low Christmas and a happy New Year.
I wrote Orcish French really fast because I was.
And
I
we
was
will see you next time. Bye bye.
We'll be back on Sunday for Pathfinder, and otherwise, we'll see you next Friday.
Yep.
Good night.
Goodbye, everybody.